ESPN 1140 AM and 96.9 FM. The 2026 Peninsula Oilers pregame show is brought to you by Sweeney's Clothing, including a look around the league featuring scores and standings and starting lineups and pitching matchups as we go around the horn. Sponsored by Genoir Towing and Recovery. Oilers baseball on ESPN also brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock, Beeman's Variety, Gentle Dental, Central Peninsula Hospital, and Ashman Krause Real Estate. The three-time national champion Peninsula Oilers game broadcasts on ESPN. Also brought to you by Steam on Wheels, Dan's Automotive, Kenai Peninsula College, White Spruce Trailer Sales, Dam Construction and Roofing, and Ridgeway Dentistry. The 2026 Oilers baseball season on ESPN 1140 AM and 96.9 FM. Also sponsored by Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, Earhart, Elsner and Cooley Attorneys at Law, Eyewear Express, Jumpin' Junction, and Soldotna Professional Pharmacy. Oilers baseball is also brought to you on ESPN by AK Express, Martha's Cocina, Odyssey Family Practice, AK Tree Solutions, and Playa Azul. The Peninsula Oilers postgame show is sponsored by Peninsula Community Health Services with game recaps and on-field interviews. Now let's go live to today's Oilers game with a ESPN broadcast.
Welcome back to Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark in Kenai, Alaska, where it is rubber match time between your Peninsula Oilers and the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Game 5 is here. Dylan Simmons joining you live from Kenai tonight. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're listening from on this Thursday evening. Set for a fantastic matchup between the Chinooks and your Peninsula Oilers in the aftermath of last night's Game 4, in which the Chinooks were able to claim a 5-3 victory over your Oilers thanks to a dramatic result late and a couple of close calls on the base path. Chinook able to escape with a victory. However, there is still a lot to be settled today and a lot to be decided between these two teams, and the season series and this series both even, so a lot will be decided by the time the night comes to an end. It is ladies' night here in Kenai, so a lot of festivities taking place outside of the baseball game as well. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll talk some pregame storylines and information about the players, teams, and coaches, and anything else unique to this game today. All that and more coming up in just a bit here on ESPN and the Sweeney's Clothing pregame show.
As we head into the summer months, don't forget all your summertime workwear and outerwear at Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna. Right now, take advantage of great deals.
This isn't going to be anything specific, just basically continuation of that first segment.
Don't miss the cozy comfort of fleece. $4.95.
Perfect.
Levi jeans, 20% off. Hats and socks, 20% off. Also be sure to check out the exclusive 250th anniversary T-shirts. There's always new things coming in at Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna, your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole family.
Let's talk about something that's not always top of mind, but still really important, life insurance. Because it offers financial protection for your loved ones and can help them pay for things like a mortgage, credit card debt, and even your children's education. Plus, life insurance is probably a lot more affordable than you think. And with State Farm, your local agent can help you understand your options and choose coverage that fits your needs and budget.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Welcome back. This is Oilers baseball on ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you from Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark, where it is ladies' night here at the Oilers contest, and of course it's brought to you by Central Peninsula Hospital, and they're making a great cause tonight evident for all of those here. We appreciate all the great work they're doing here in the Kenai community for a great cause. As for the Oilers themselves, trying to pick up a win over the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks after last night's 5-3 game. Very close most of the way through. The Oilers, though, went 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position and had a lot of key opportunities that were left on the table. If anything, that is the main thing that they're going to be trying to overcome tonight and put behind them. Oilers are 8-5 at home this season. They've been a fantastic team for the most part in these home games, but Chugiak has challenged them in a way that few other road teams have so far this season. The Chinooks took a 5-3 6-3 win, largely thanks to a 4-run top half of the second inning, and they were able to hold that lead for the rest of the game, despite being out-hit 12-7. Just goes to show that when you hit and how many runs you get off of hits is what's most crucial in games like this. We'll see if that trend remains evident tonight. This is the 7th time that the Oilers and Chinooks have played this season. Both teams tied at 3 wins apiece, so it's not only the rubber match for this series, but it's also a rubber match to decide who takes the season series lead. So when you look at it from that perspective, there's a lot on the line, as well as the ABL standings, which we'll get into later. But there's a lot surrounding this game and a lot of motivation on both sides, as you'd expect. It's a fantastic night for an early July ABL matchup, and it should be a good one here at Coral Seymour. When we come back, we'll take a look around the Alaska Baseball League with the latest conference standings and all of the league games tonight. All that and more coming up in just a moment on ESPN.
Joseph Beeman's talking with Steve. It's time to get outside and enjoy the great...
What did you want when you came back?
You're joining us for Coach's Corner? Okay, cool.
We have disc golf, we have tennis balls and wiffle balls, footballs, soccer balls, basketballs, volleyballs. We also stock horseshoes and badminton and croquet sets. And if you're staying inside, we have lots of games and craft ideas.
Hey, let's go to Coach's Corner after this.
It's on the Kenai Spur Highway.
Sounds good.
Hold on now.
All right, appreciate it.
Gentle Dental in Soldotna provides modern dental care in a welcoming, comfortable environment where patients feel right at home. They're also preparing to offer dental implants in the coming months. Patients with missing teeth, failing teeth, or ill-fitting dentures who are non-smokers are encouraged to schedule an evaluation. Combined with an advanced new 3D imaging technology, Gentle Dental continues to deliver precise, predictable care. Call Gentle Dental in Soldotna today at 907-262-8844 to schedule an appointment. And now let's take a trip down to the field. The pregame show's Coach's Corner on ESPN 1140 and 96.9.
Welcome back here on the Sweeney's Clothing pregame show, and it is Coach's Corner here tonight, and we are joined by Peninsula Oilers trainer Dan Keene, joining us here tonight. We appreciate you joining us, and obviously the Oilers have had a fantastic start to the season, and you've played a little bit of a role in that. Talk about what you do as the trainer for the Oilers and what this opportunity has meant to you so far this year.
Yeah, so I have the opportunity to work with the Oilers. During the games, I'm there in case something comes up, if somebody's hurting or, if the worst thing comes up, I'm here to help make sure that we can take care of it. But then on the sidelines, I'm helping get people ready to play, helping get them to a point where if there's aches or pains, we've got them under control. And so they're able to play without any problems. Well,
it's certainly a huge help to these players, no doubt about that. And you've gotten to come to a few of these Oilers games, obviously, this season. The team's performing very well, 13-9 overall in the season. How do you think of the team's overall performance right now, and how excited are you to see how many games they've won so far?
Well, I think it's wonderful. That anytime that they're on top of things, and even those games they're losing, they're staying close and keeping it to a point where they're playing very well, and they've got a great opportunity to keep winning, and I'm excited to see how far that takes them.
What's it been like to forge some relationships with the players and coaches since coming aboard with the Oilers?
It's great to see how they kind of have their ideas and what's going to work, and you just get to know how they're going to respond. Somebody gets hit with the ball, and you can look and see immediately how they're doing and know, do I need to step in and help, or are they good to go? And so forging those relationships definitely makes it easier for me to know how to do my job.
Certainly does, and it's always crucial for a baseball team to have a great trainer. Well, Dan, thank you so much, and we'll have you on again sometime. How about that?
Thank you very much. Perfect.
Dan Keene joining us here for the Sweeney's Clothing Coach's Corner pregame show. We're going to take a brief timeout. When we come back, we'll go around the Alaska Baseball League with the latest conference standings and all league games tonight. All that and more coming up right after the break here on ESPN.
Baseball is back, and so is Save Second Base Ladies Night. Central Peninsula Hospital and the Peninsula Oilers invite you to a fun evening of baseball while raising awareness for breast cancer and the importance of early detection. Join us Thursday, July 9th at 6:30 as the Oilers take on the Chinooks. Ladies, get them for just $5. Enjoy healthy food options, face painting, and a great night at the ballpark for the whole family. Visit cpgh.org for event details. Join us July 9th, and remember, early detection saves lives.
Thinking about a new place to land here on the Kenai Peninsula? At Ashman Krause Real Estate, we believe real estate should feel clear, calm, and personal from the very first conversation. Whether you're buying your first home, moving across town, or preparing to sell, we guide you through every step with local knowledge and genuine care.
Ashman Krause Real Estate at Jack White Real Estate,
guiding you home with care.
With the latest scores, standings, and news from around the league, let's take a look around the league. Brought to you by SLP Alaska on ESPN 1140 and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back. This is the Sweeney's Clothing pregame show on ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you here on this Thursday evening, the final game of this 5-game set between your Peninsula Oilers and the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Taking a look around the Alaska Baseball League, as far as league games go tonight, there are 2 as per usual. Of course, your Oilers and Chinooks will face off here in Kenai, and the Mat-Su Miners are on the road tonight against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots at Mulcahy Stadium. That game originally set to start at 6 o'clock, but it was pushed back to 7 o'clock. So that game will actually get started after the Oilers and Chinooks tonight, and we'll keep up with that score as best we can throughout the evening. Taking a look at the latest Alaska Baseball League standings, your Oilers still on top, 13-9 overall. However, that lead has shrunk after last night's loss. The Mat-Su Miners at 10-7, just a half game back behind them, and they have the longest winning streak in the league at 3 games in a row. The Anchorage Bucks are 11-9. They're off tonight, a game behind the Oilers, and Chugiak just a game behind the Oilers now as well. After their win last night, they are 12-10 overall. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots currently sit last in the standings at 5-16. They've lost 3 games in a row. Just trying to find some relief tonight at home against Mat-Su. We'll see if they're able to do that. If the Miners win and the Oilers were to lose tonight, not only would it tie the Oilers and Chinooks in the standings, but it would also give Mat-Su the potential ABL standings lead. So, a lot when you take a look through the looking glass tonight for all sides in the Alaska Baseball League. We'll see who's on top when all's said and done. We're going to take another quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have your Genoir Towing and Recovery starting lineups here on Ladies Night at the Ballpark on ESPN with your Peninsula Oilers.
Yes, Steam on Wheels does install lift stations. Generally, a lift station is required with high groundwater or some type of elevational difference that's going to require a pressurized mound or bed. But they do provide an excellent sewer system when installed correctly. Conventional septics are the preferred way to go. But when you have high groundwater or an elevational difference where you've got to pump it up a hill to do it conventionally, a lift station may be the only way to go. Give us a call at Steam on Wheels, 907-262-3240.
Uh-oh, that summer road trip isn't going far without Dan's Automotive. They've been saving Alaskans from roadside meltdowns with quick tune-ups, oil changes, and brakes that actually stop when you want them to. Dan's Automotive, located at the Napa Parts Building, is the secret ingredient to any successful adventure. Call 907-420-0416 and let Dan fix what your cousin thought he could. Dan's Automotive. No duct tape required.
The Sweeney's Clothing pregame show continues as we go around the horn with today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Genoir Towing and Recovery on ESPN.
Welcome back here on the Sweeney's Clothing pregame show. Time now for your Genoir Towing and Recovery starting lineups. If you need a tow or help recovering a vehicle or heavy equipment, call Genoir Towing and Recovery at 907-394-6068. We will start with the visitors, the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. They'll be led off by Reese Vassar, who was sensational last night for Chugiak. The second baseman is the leadoff hitter tonight. Austin Young is back as the catcher in the 2-hole. Kirby Jenkins returns to right field for Chugiak. He's in the 3-hole. Phoenix West was also big last night against the Oilers. He's in left field in the cleanup spot. Cal Whip is the designated hitter in the 5-hole. Kai Butler, still fresh off that 6-hit performance in the first game of the series. He is in center field in the 6th spot. Drew Hurst is the third baseman in the 7-hole. Nick Moyer is the shortstop in the 8-hole. Carter Reed is in the 9-hole as the first baseman. And it's Drew McCartney on the mound for the Chinooks tonight. Meanwhile, for your Peninsula Oilers, leading off tonight in the starting lineup is Shane Cannon. He is the shortstop once again for the second game in a row. Nolan Graw is in the 2-hole as the designated hitter. Martin Ellis is the center fielder. Luke Lusky is back in the starting lineup and at first base. Reed Oakley is the catcher. Jack Kolobowski in the 6-hole tonight at third base. Owen Musil is back in left field for the Oilers for the first time in a couple games. Carson McCormick will be in right field. Luke Skinner is at second base once again. And Cole Dixon takes the mound for the first time in this series for your Peninsula Oilers. That is your Genoir Towing and Recovery starting lineups here at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. We're going to take a quick timeout as the pregame festivities and national anthem take place here on Ladies' Night at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. Don't go anywhere, folks. When we come back, we'll have Peninsula Oilers baseball on ESPN and YouTube. Don't touch that dial.
Fall is just around the corner. Are you ready for your next chapter? At Kenai Peninsula College, we're ready for
Probably need to make this an extended break. It's going to be a bit on these pregame festivities, so I'll let you know when we need to come back.
Our residence hall is now open.
Okay.
Again, experience full campus life, build lifelong friendships, and live where you learn while taking classes at KPC or any UA campus. Don't wait. Secure your classes in your room today at kpc.alaska.edu. Find your place at KPC.
Looking for the toughest trailers and equipment on Kenai? Head to White Spruce Trailer Sales on K Beach Road, your local dealer for TYM tractors. That's right, they have TYM tractors and implements. Anything from TYM pallet forks, box, snow removal, and more. Built to work as hard as you do. From sales to service, they've got the parts you need to keep your equipment running strong all year long. Speaking of service, White Spruce offers a full-service shop, special discounts for commercial companies, because supporting local businesses matters. Looking for a solid, great pay, roof, row, dam, construction, roofing, hiring roofers, and general laborers across the Kenai Peninsula. They offer competitive pay, experience, overtime opportunities, paid sick leave, time seasonal work. No experience? No problem. If you're dependable and ready to learn, they'll provide the opportunity. Join one of the just growing roofing companies on 907-262-3996 today, or visit dambuilt.com. Dam Construction and Roofing, building careers one roof at a time.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway Family Dentistry knows this. Ridgeway is a new state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
The World Cup's coming and everybody's talking defense. Here's a strategy that works long after the final whistle. If you're complete, a no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy is a safe, effective move. If you're done building your team, it may be time to strengthen your defense. Dr. Alvarez can perform your procedure in Soldotna or Homer. It's quick, comfortable, and a whole lot easier than chasing toddlers into extra time. Don't leave your future up to a lucky bounce. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics 907-3510 and schedule your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy. Score some peace of mind and enjoy the games.
Involved in an accident or had a catastrophic injury. Negotiating with insurance companies on your own is fraud. Insurance companies want to maximize their profits, and that means minimizing a fair and just resolution to you. They don't want to pay for your medical bills. They don't want to pay for your lost work. They don't want to pay for your pain and suffering. Expert insurance negotiators and adjusters will try to minimize your claim at every turn. It's important to have an attorney to get the recovery that you deserve. At Earhart, Elsner & Cooley, we can help you get that fair and true value.
Hello, I'm Marty Hansen, owner and manager of Eyewear Express. Let's talk about your money. Let's talk about getting up at 0:30 to make a buck. Whether you're working in the hospital, one of our schools, or in the rain and snow, or you spend weeks away from your family, Eyewear Express knows the value of your money, and we promise the glasses we sell you mean as much to us as your money does to you. Eyewear Express will build you eyewear that are worth you. Expect the best from Eyewear Express, located in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna.
Hi, this is Justin Ruffridge.
Come back after this.
It's real community. The reason I raised my family here. It's also why I own a pharmacy, because I believe a small-town pharmacy is where people get the best care. Our customers aren't just customers. You're our friends and neighbors. Stop by at 299 North Binkley in Soldotna for hometown-friendly service. I'm Justin Ruffridge, and I'm here to serve you.
It's time once again for Peninsula Oilers baseball on ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you live from the ballpark tonight as your Oilers and the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks are set for the rubber match in this 5-game series. Hope you're enjoying it from wherever you're watching or listening from tonight on ESPN and on YouTube, as the first pitch is about to be thrown out here at the ballpark on Ladies' Night. We've been talking about it throughout the Sweeney's Clothing pregame show and now into the main broadcast, but it's for a tremendous cause, folks. Central Peninsula Hospital sponsoring it. They're doing a lot of great stuff tonight. Make sure to check it out if you can get to the ballpark at some point throughout the night. Late night or ladies' night admission is $7 for general admission, $10 for grandstands. There are door prizes. You can go to the beer garden as well and take part in some cool activities. And there's an online jersey silent auction. So lots of cool stuff going on. And also, while we've got a moment, it will also be the Kenai Peninsula Food Bank Day at the ballpark coming up this Saturday as well. Free hot dogs, chips, and water through the 4th inning. There'll be face painting and kid-friendly activities provided by the Boys and Girls Club of the Kenai Peninsula. So it's certainly going to be a fun day as well on Saturday. So make sure to head out to the ballpark if you can here on the Peninsula. Some tremendous stuff will be taking place soon. And speaking of Ladies' Night, the Oilers, in honor of that, wearing special Ladies' Night uniforms tonight. They've got their pink on, and they're very nice-looking uniforms. And we appreciate those being provided to the players. They look very nice and, again, going to support a great cause. Oilers and Chinooks in their 5th game here in this series, and there's been a lot of history between these two already this season. Two teams that I think a lot of people at the beginning of the season may not have thought would have been at the top of the pile in the Alaska Baseball League, but these are two teams with tremendous talents in every single position, and they have fought hard to get to where they're at, as have these ladies who are here tonight supporting Ladies' Night. Again, we appreciate all of them as the first pitch is thrown out. So we'll see Cole Dixon on the mound to start this top half of the first inning against Reese Vassar, who was a big thorn in the side of Peninsula last night. And you know that Vassar would love to have another quick start against the Oilers in this one. Really what put Peninsula behind was a tough top half of the second inning by the defense and pitcher Cody Smathers. Oilers were never able to fully recover from that, despite having a lot of chances in the contest. So they want to make sure that that's not a factor here tonight and get their heavy hitters some good opportunities to get the early lead. Vassar had 3 hits last night, the most of any Chinook with 1 RBI. Nolan Grawl was also tremendous last night for Peninsula with 4 total hits and 5 at-bats and 1 run. He could be a key player that helps turn the tide for the Oilers in this one if other components of the team are able to get going as well. Martin Ellis had 3 hits last night as well with 2 runs. He'll be a guy to watch. Brooks Hassenclaver not in the starting lineup tonight for Peninsula, so we'll see some other guys probably need to step up in this situation to get the Oilers where they want to be, but still a lot of tremendous talent in this lineup, and there is no question that if all the cards are played right by the Oilers, they can take victory here tonight. Reese Vassar, Austin Young, and Kirby Jenkins, 1, 2, 3, due up in the order for Chugiak, and as always, it is brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Protect yourself and your assets by putting Christy and her team at the top of your lineup as well. So who's going to get the early jump between the Oilers and Chinooks, and who claims the rubber match and ultimate bragging rights going into the big summer stretch here in the month of July? We're going to find out soon. Vassar is into the batter's box, and Cole Dixon will get his chance to try to help the Oilers to win number 14 on the season. What sort of drama and intensity will we witness tonight? Dixon's first pitch is popped up on the right side. Lusky camping underneath it in foul ground, but can't get to it in time as it goes out of play for a 0-1 count. A lot of heat on that pitch by Cole Dixon. Of course, he and his brother Luke Dixon, very much proponents of the fastball, love to use it and use it to great efficiency more often than not. As Cole places this pitch in for a strike, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. And you have to think that the Oilers are going to be playing inspired tonight after what happened in last night's game. 0-2 pitch by Dixon is high on a fastball for ball one. Obviously, extenuating circumstances aside, a loss like that doesn't sit well if you feel like you have missed opportunities and didn't quite play the way you wanted to. Dixon low on this one, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reese Vassar has emerged as a tremendous piece for the Chinooks throughout this series, has a .269 average on the season, and delivers a fly ball here to center field. Ranging back and making the catch is Nellis for out 1. So a good start for Mark Nellis and the Oilers defense. Good contact from Vassar, just didn't lift it far enough. Austin Young, the catcher, now comes to the plate. He was somewhat unsung before this series, but everyone knows what he can do now. One of 4 batters for the Chinooks with an above .300 average. 13 hits, 7 RBIs. And this pitch from Dixon is in for a strike. Again, he works on that fastball and gets a looking strike on Young to bring the count to 0-1. That's going to be the real war of attrition between Dixon and these Chinooks batters throughout this game, as this pitch is fouled off to the right side and the count goes to 0-2. The question being, can the Chinooks batters deal with Dixon's fastballs well enough to make solid contact, or is it going to be domination? 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss by Austin Young. Cole Dixon's fastball has been lethal so far, and he gets his first strikeout of the game on Austin Young for a quick 2 outs in this top of the first. And here comes Kirby Jenkins. The tremendous right fielder for the Chinooks is the number 3 man in the order. Maybe not the flashiest bat, but boy, he can get the job done on fly balls. Much like Brady Brown did last night for the Oilers, Jenkins has tremendous athleticism and speed, but it's not going to save him from swinging and missing at this Dixon fastball, and the count will be at 0-1. Cole Dixon on the season with an 8.78 ERA, 13 1/3 innings pitched, 12 total strikeouts for the Oilers. This pitch is delivered wide for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. A little bit upstairs on a breaking ball offered by Dixon, making his 4th appearance of the season for the Oilers here tonight. 1-1 pitch is fouled off by Jenkins to the right side, and that will make it a 1-2. Dixon's last appearance was back on June the 30th against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Went 4 1/3 innings with 4 earned runs given up. Oilers went on to win that game 8-7. 1-2 pitch from Dixon, and he just misses low and inside for ball 2. Cole Dixon and the Oilers defense looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the first. Your infield for the Oilers is as follows: Jack Holubowski at third, Shane Cannon at short, Luke Skinner is at second, and Luke Lusky is at first, as the pitch offered by Dixon here is low for ball 3. Oilers have struggled in their losses in this series with walks and hit by pitches. That is not a trend they want to continue tonight. 3-2 by Dixon. Fastball lifted over to right field. McCormick racing after it. It's into foul ground, and it lands right in the right field corner of foul ground to keep the count full at 3-2. Solid contact by Kirby Jenkins, but could not get that one down quick enough. And again, McCormick is in right field tonight, where usually you'd see Brady Brown or Brooks Hassenclaver, but McCormick taking over there with Martin Ellis at center and Owen Musil in left field for the Oilers. Pretty solid defense, all things considered, and we'll see if they're going to be up to the task here in this game. 3-2 from Dixon. Swing and a miss by Jenkins for strike 3. And Cole Dixon and the Oilers defense so far so good in a big way. A 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts for Dixon. We're on to the bottom of the first and our first look at the Oilers bats when we come back on ESPN.
Fairbucks is making savings easier than ever with new promotions that give you discounts no matter how much you spend. Enter your phone number at checkout to unlock active deals and rewards every time you shop. Not a member? No problem. Just scan the QR code in store and sign up in seconds. Start earning rewards at just $5 and get double rewards when you spend $50 or more. Don't miss out. Your rewards are tracked right on your receipt and easy to use in the app. Fairbucks. More savings, more rewards every time you shop.
Everyone knows the struggle. The DMV keeps bankers hours while they're stuck at work. That's where AK Express rolls in to save the day. They handle the services people need, and that's why they want you. Open until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturdays 11 to 3. AK Express makes busy schedules easier. Conveniently located at the corner of K Beach and West Poppy Lane, next to Everybody Rides Again. AK Express, where convenience is king.
Welcome back here on ESPN to Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. Dylan Simmons joining you for Game 5 of this series between your Peninsula Oilers and the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. It is the series finale here at home, and through a half inning so far in this one on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard, it is still 0-0 as Chugiak got 1-2-3'd by Cole Dixon and the Oilers defense. 2 strikeouts for Dixon in that top half of the first inning. On the mound for the Chinooks tonight is Drew McCartney, making his first appearance of the season against the Oilers. He has a 3.63 ERA on the year, a 1-0 record, 4 games started, 17 1/3 innings pitched with 5 strikeouts and 7 earned runs given up. He hails from St. Clair County Community College. Shane Cannon will come to the plate here for the Oilers. And we'll see if Cannon can set the tone well for Peninsula's offense in the bottom half of the first. Oilers certainly had tremendous opportunities last night to take the win against the Chinooks, but were unable to. Cannon was back at shortstop last night after playing a game at second base in 2 straight games earlier in the series. Now Cannon's at the plate here, back as the shortstop and back as the leadoff batter in the order. It'll be Cannon, Graw, and Mark Nellis, 1-2-3 due up. Drew McCartney delivers and places this pitch for a ball, a little bit high on a breaking ball, and the count will be at 1-0. Patience is a virtue for these Oilers bats, as they've proven many times this season. 1-0 on the way to Cannon. And that is in for a looking strike. Count evens at 1-1. McCartney sped up the pitch a little bit this time and got it to land a little bit more along the lines of what he was hoping for. 1-1 pitch coming up to Shane Cannon, the freshman out of UC San Diego in Coronado, California. 1-1 offering is well inside for ball 2. Cannon, a very talented, well-decorated athlete, in addition to being a great baseball player, competed on his high school surf team, and he can juggle and do a backflip as well. Still waiting to see that from Shane this year, but maybe if he gets a tremendous play, he might just whip that out. 2-1, and this is going to be a looking strike. Good breaking ball by McCartney, and that will put Shane Cannon in a tough spot with the count at 2-2. Trying to see if he can set the tone and set the table early for this Oilers offense. 2-2 offering from McCartney. Cannon let it go. It's low, and it's ball 3. So a payoff pitch will be on the way to Cannon here. Again, you don't have Brooks Hassenclaver in the lineup tonight, but basically all your usual suspects are here. Tremendous opportunities all around for the Oilers to get a hit, especially in this bottom of the first, from Shane Cannon. 3-2, here's a ball popped up on the right side over to right field. Kirby Jenkins is there, and he makes the catch for out number 1. So that will be a quick first out on Cannon Put a good charge into it, but a little bit too much hang time. Hung up long enough for Jenkins to be able to make the easy play. Well, here comes a guy who's done a tremendous job since returning to the roster. Nolan Graw came back officially after playing in the first series against the Glacier Pilots in the second game of this series. And he had a 4-hit outing yesterday. Works as the DH today and is looking for another big shot right here against McCartney. And McCartney's breaking ball is outside for ball number 1. Graw is in the transfer portal right now, but hailed from South Dakota State this past spring. Had a .323 average for them with 46 RBIs, 45 total runs. Number 8 in the Summit League in batting average. Watches a strike here. Led the team in virtually every offensive category. And that's a South Dakota State team that made the NCAA tournament. So pretty darn solid. Number 3 in hits, number 1 in doubles as well. Going to foul this one back, and that will bring the count to 1-2 for Nolan Graw. Made a little bit of contact. He is a lefty batter, taking on a righty pitcher. First lefty batter that McCartney has faced, and he will not be the last in this lineup. We'll see if that adds another element of complication for McCartney. 1-2 pitch to Graw. This is low for ball number 2 as it was in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Serving up your Chinooks infield, it is Drew Hurst still at third. Nick Moyer is the shortstop. Reese Vassar is at second, and Carter Reed is at first. West, Butler, and Jenkins are the outfield left to right. 1-2 on the way to the lefty batter, Graw. And called strike 3. He got him on a fastball. So that's 2 quickly away for the Oilers, and Drew McCartney trying to one-up Cole Dixon, it appears, in this bottom half of the first inning. Martin Ellis will come to the plate, sophomore out of Toronto, Ontario. Looking to channel a little Vlad Guerrero Jr. here to help the Oilers get on the scoreboard. Was great for Connor State this past year, a .404 average with 49 RBIs and 53 total runs. We don't talk about his stats enough and what he's accomplished this year for Peninsula. 4-hit day yesterday as this breaking ball is well outside for ball 1. Again, he doesn't get maybe the home runs like a Hassenclaver or Lusky does, but this is a guy who just finds ways to get on base time and time again. It's what's made him such a tremendous player, not just for the Oilers, but also for Connor State in 2026. 1-0 pitch from McCartney. Breaking ball is delivered to the outside here for ball number 2. Oilers will have a one-day break after this game, and then they've got a home series against the Matsu Miners. Final 4 home games of the regular season. Can you believe it? Coming up next week. Hope you'll join us for it. 2-0 pitch on the way to Nellis, and that is high and tight for ball 3, almost at the face of Nellis. 3-0 count. First game against the Matsu Miners will be this Saturday at 6:30, and there will be, of course, subsequent games on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Final home games of the regular season, so make sure you come out or tune in. Nellis trying to force a walk with 2 outs, and he's going to do exactly that, a 4-pitch walk. McCartney almost looked like he was pitching around Nellis right there, and Mark's going to be able to capitalize and leave a mark in this bottom half of the first inning. Here comes Luke Lusky to the plate. And all I'm going to say is if you can hear the background audio, the natural audio as we call it in the business, these people love Luke Lusky's walkout song. It's one of the favorites here at the ballpark, and heard some pretty good commotion about it there. As a pickoff's attempted back to first to Mark Nellis, he gets back safely. But Luke Lusky's been on a heater as of late for the Oilers. Able to get a couple of home runs in the past week and shows absolutely no sign of slowing down. He wants to add to his legacy right here. Didn't play as a starter last night as he watches this pitch go for a ball. Did come in late as a pinch hitter and ended up not being able to deliver that signature home run to give the Oilers a walk-off win as they try to pick off Nellis again, and he gets back quickly to first base. Has a decent leadoff over there. Carter Reed trying to keep him honest. Luke Lusky with a .286 average on the season, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 16 total hits for the Oilers so far in this 2026 summer. Lusky delivers a ball popped up on the left side. Nick Moyer, the shortstop, is underneath it, and he backpedals to make the catch for out number 3. Oilers get one man on with a walk in Martin Ellis, but otherwise no runs, no hits, no errors, one man left on base. We're through one inning here in Kenai. Chugiak will have Phoenix West, Cal Whip, and Kai Butler due up when we come back for the top of the second on ESPN.
Looking for fun for the whole family that they will love? Head over to Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road, the Peninsula's entertainment center for all ages. Play in the arcade, dive into the active VR game room, glow it up with blacklight mini golf, bounce on inflatable fun, and grab a snack at the snack bar. Birthdays, work parties, and so much more. You can book them now at Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road. Jumpin' Junction, where there's fun for the whole family.
Who would you call if your vehicle broke down? If you just had an accident or just spun off into the ditch? You might be able to think right now, but in the moment, it might be hard. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to add this name and number to your phone in case of emergency. Okay, are you ready? It's Genwar. That's Jenwar, Towing and Recovery, 394-6068. That number again is 394-6068. Available 24 hours a day. Genwar Towing and Recovery. Make sure it's in your phone.
Welcome back. This is Oilers baseball on ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you live from Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark, and through one inning of action, it is Chinooks 0 and Oilers 0 on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. No hits, no errors, and no runs for either side so far. Great defensive performances and great pitching from both the Oilers and Chinooks so far in this contest, but still a lot more to be played after two quick half innings, I should say, in the first. Cole Dixon remains on the mound for the Oilers. Struck out a couple of Chinooks in the top half of the first and was a big part of the 1-2-3 inning. Phoenix West, Cal Whip, and Kai Butler will come to the plate for Chugiak-ER. Chinooks won the first game of the series almost by a run rule. Ended up with an 18-7 victory. West was not a starter in that game and watches this pitch come in high for ball number 1. Oilers then went on to win games 2 and 3. Won Game 2, 11-4. Game 3 was a little bit closer, had to pull out a 7-6 victory. Here's a fly ball by West to the left side of the ballpark, and it lands pretty much in the Chinooks bullpen to even the count at 1-1. And then yesterday, of course, Chugiak picking up the 5-3 win against the Oilers. Now, for those curious, by the way, Dave Dawson is coaching this game tonight for Peninsula, as this 1-1 by Dixon is outside for ball 2. There was some discussion among those around the situation about whether or not he would be coaching tonight just because of the total clarity of the rules, as that's strike 2 for Dixon. But as it turns out, he can coach tonight. It's just that he might have to sit another game later in the season. That's how the rules define it anyway, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Here's a fly ball delivered to left field by West. Musil doesn't have to move very far to make a catch for out number 1. 4 men up, 4 men down so far for Cole Dixon and the Oilers defense, as this time Musil able to retire West easily, and considering he had what was the game-sealing triple last night for Chugiak, that is certainly a big, big turn of events here for the Oilers. Cal Whip will come to the plate. Usually has been in the 4-hole in this series, but he's in the 5-hole tonight and watches a fastball by Dixon go by for a looking strike, and then the count will be at 0-1. Cal Whip with a .295 average, knocking on the door of a .300 average on the season. 13 hits and 11 total RBIs as Dixon places this one a little bit low for ball number 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. This pitch is a breaking ball that Whip swings and misses at, and the count goes to 1-2. Cole Dixon doesn't use the breaking ball as often as he does the fastball, but make no mistake, he certainly has a very good one when he feels it's time to go for it, and he just demonstrated it right there. Can he get the quick strikeout on Whip? This ball will be popped up and fouled, keeping the count at 1-2. Cole Dixon hoping to keep the quick pace of this game going in the top of the second, because if so, he can make it easily 5 or 6 innings tonight. He'd love another quick 1, 2, 3 inning to keep him on pace for that. 1-2 pitch. Whip delivers a fly ball over to right center field. McCormick is there, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So the Chinooks getting underneath a lot of these baseballs, but not able to drive them the way they really want to. Just kind of popping them up and then sending them flying out into the outfield, up enough for the outfielders to make the plays they need. So another Chinook batter is retired, and that sends Kai Butler to the plate. Will he be the guy to solve this complex Rubik's Cube? He's going to deliver a ground ball right to Luke Lusky at first base. He checked his swing, still made contact, and delivered that one right to Lusky for an easy unassisted putout. 2 straight 1, 2, 3 innings for Cole Dixon and the Peninsula Oilers, and after 1.5 innings of play, it is still 0-0 between the Chinooks and Peninsula. We'll be back for the bottom of the second in just a moment on ESPN with the Oilers up to bat.
World Cup Soccer is here, and Martha's Cocina on Willow Street in Kenai is your game day headquarters. Catch every match on their mini TVs while enjoying authentic Mexican favorites, ice-cold Mexican beers, local brews, and the Peninsula's best margaritas from the full bar. Bring the family, bring your soccer crew, and make every match a celebration. Need catering for your next event? Just ask. Martha's Cocina next to Kenai Cinemas and Acapulco Mexican Restaurant in Soldotna. Cuts, fractures, sprains, burns, fishhooks, and workplace accidents. Odyssey Urgent Care treats the injuries that can't wait. Need stitches? They perform laceration repairs right here. Got a fishhook where it doesn't belong? Well, they can help with that too. With on-site x-ray services, splinting, braces, and expert injury care, you can get diagnosed and treated in one convenient visit. Conveniently located in Kenai in the Odyssey Family Practice Building. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk in or call 907-283-8400. Odyssey Urgent Care.
Welcome back. This is Oilers Baseball on ESPN. Dylan Simmons riding solo with you tonight here at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark, where after 1.5 innings, your score remains Peninsula 0, Chugiak 0 as well. Oilers up to bat here in this bottom half of the second. Reed Oakley, Jack Holubowski, and Owen Musil, 5, 6, and 7, will be due up in the order. Reed Oakley has gotten better and better as this season has gone on, and continues to be a guy that I think has impressed a lot of folks, especially in the late part of June and the month of July. He's been worked in the lineup many times as either a catcher or a DH, and tonight for the Oilers, he is again in the starting lineup in the 5 spot. Drew McCartney got a 1-2-3, almost a 1-2-3 inning against the Oilers in the bottom of the first, outside of a 4-pitch Mark Nellis walk. We'll see if Oakley can get the first hit for either side tonight. This is a breaking ball by McCartney, placed high and outside. Count goes to 1-0. Reed Oakley out of Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Rising community college in the Midwest section of the U.S. 1-0 coming up to Oakley here, and delivers a high fly ball deep to center field. Butler ranging back towards the warning track, and he does make the catch right at the track for out number 1. And that was impressive from Oakley. He drilled that thing to basically the deepest part of the ballpark in center field. It's 397 to dead center, and he almost had that one leave the yard. So impressive swing from Reed Oakley. That'll bring Jack Holubowski to the plate. Now, he does have a home run this season, and he'd love to add another one right here off of Drew McCartney. Conditions tonight are pretty good for home runs. Not a lot of wind, and what small amount there is would likely help the players at the plate, but I doubt it'll be too much of a factor. Holubowski watches a breaking ball by McCartney go in for a strike. Count will be at 0-1. Jack Holubowski last night for the Oilers had 1 hit and 3 at-bats. He also forced 2 walks. Delivered a hit late to help the Oilers begin a potential comeback, but Peninsula unable to finish the job. 0-1 outside here by McCartney on another breaking ball. Evens it at 1 ball, 1 strike. Holubowski, top batting average of any hitter tonight for the Oilers. .313 on the season, .460 on base percentage, 15 hits, 6 RBIs, 6 total doubles, and 1 homer. 1-1 pitch. This is at the knees of Holubowski on a fastball, and the count goes to 2-1 from McCartney. Holubowski hails from Bradley University, teammate of Luke Skinner at Bradley. Hails from Chesterfield, Missouri. Former all-conference player in high school, and has certainly developed his skills in college. 2-1 is low and outside for ball number 3. And I would say expect Holubowski to be a big-time slugger for the Bradley College team in this upcoming 2027 season. 3-1 coming up. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. McCartney takes his time here. 3-1, fouled back by Holubowski. Runs the count full at 3-2. Was able to make slight contact, but could not quite get a handle on it. And again, it's been a pretty lulled start for both sides. No hits yet for either team. Still very early, though, here in this bottom of the second. And if anyone's going to change that tune, it could be Holubowski. Let's see what he does with this 3-2 offering from McCartney. Payoff pitch, breaking ball, high and outside, ball 4. And for the second time tonight, an Oiler gets on base via a walk. So Holubowski makes his way over to first, and that will bring Owen Musil to the plate. We talked about guys from Kansas City, Kansas CC, and Musil, teammate of Reed Oakley there, a freshman, but you wouldn't know it, 6'5", 230 pounds, a .405 average for Kansas City, Kansas this past year. Led the team in batting average, hits, doubles, and RBIs as a freshman. Pretty darn impressive. Team was 43-20 overall and made the NJCAA D1 Baseball Plains District Tournament. First pitch by McCartney against Musil. Looks like it went outside for a ball. Count will be at 1-0 here. Sun peeking out a little bit as this pitch is well inside. And Owen Musil didn't play last night for the Oilers. Has been in the lineup in every other game of the series. And you can bet that now with a day's worth of rest, he is eager to get out there and show what he can do. Try to make the difference tonight in a possible Oilers victory. McCartney delivers the 1-0. Here's a drive down into the gap in right center field for a base hit. This could be trouble. Musil has a 1-out single here in the bottom half of the second inning. The ball didn't go quite deep enough to spur Holubowski over to third. So there will be runners at first and second for the Oilers here, but what a shot from Owen Musil on a 1-0 count. First hit of the game for either side belongs to a man who's no stranger to them. And here comes Carson McCormick to the plate. Back in right field for the Oilers tonight. Usually plays left field for Peninsula if he's in the lineup, but he's now in right field, and he's looking to make the most of this opportunity with Holubowski at second and Musil at first. Pitch is delivered here. High breaking ball from McCartney brings the count to 1-0. McCormick, big fan of Soldotna as well as Kenai and all the great places here on the Kenai Peninsula. He is certainly a guy always up for adventure. Gotten to talk to him a great many times about it. Loves being out here, loves the area, and is always looking for the next cool thing to do, but he also loves the game of baseball and takes it as seriously as anybody. As this pitch is delivered high here for ball number 2. And it's that sort of attitude and persistence that makes this Oilers team, in my opinion, as good as they are. I have a great appreciation for what you're seeing in Alaska, but at the same time, you also have an appreciation for the opportunity you've been given and the great game of baseball and trying to be the best at it. And that's what they're trying to do in 2026. Runners at first and second with 1 out. 2-0-2 McCormick is going to be in for a strike here from McCartney. Count at 2-1. Got the fastball to catch the lower part of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike coming up. Carson McCormick, thus far this season, does have 8 total hits with 6 RBIs. Maybe he can get number 7 and 8 right here. 2-1 pitch. McCartney drives one into left field for a base hit. Bases loaded for the Oilers as the ball, again, didn't travel far enough to get past Phoenix West, but it was a perfect shot from Carson McCormick, and that will put runners at first, second, and third for the Oilers here in this bottom half of the second inning. What a hit by Carson McCormick, and Luke Skinner will come to the plate. Bases juiced with one out, and now even a sacrifice fly would bring in the first hit of the game, or first run of the game, I should say, for the Oilers here in this bottom of the second. Skinner back at second base tonight. Did play last night for the Oilers at second base. Didn't have a hit in 2 at-bats, but he is looking to change that tune right here. Holubowski at third, Musil at second, McCormick at first. Back-to-back singles for the Oilers. And this pitch is outside for ball number 1 on Skinner. So a good looking bottom of the second for the Oilers. However, we saw them have prime opportunities yesterday that they couldn't capitalize on. This is where you've got to change that narrative around and get some runs to come in. That's what Luke Skinner is going to look to do, and he swings and misses at this offering from Drew McCartney, excuse me. It's a struggle when you got a guy named McCartney and a guy named McCormick out there. It's easy to get those two names mixed up sometimes, folks. 1-1 pitch coming up to Skinner. Corner infielders playing up a little bit. Skinner grounds one right past the first baseman, Carter Reed. This will bring in 1 run. Holubowski comes home. Musil turns third, and he scores as well. McCormick to third, and Luke Skinner with a 2-run single here in the bottom half of the second inning. What a shot by Luke Skinner, and what a way to get this bottom of the second into full effect, as Luke Skinner, the 9-hole hitter, delivered one of his biggest shots of the year. It's a 2-0 ball game, and the Oilers take their first lead of the contest as Shane Cannon comes to the plate with runners at the corners. It went pretty quickly past Carter Reed in that situation. Could be an error in the eyes of some. I'm going to officially score it as a hit because it was driven past him so quickly that I don't think Reed really had time to react. To me, that comes all the way down to Luke Skinner's contact with the baseball. So Shane Cannon is at the plate, 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning, as this pitch is delivered low for ball number 1. Cannon was unable to get a hit his first time up today, but he could very well change that around right here and possibly bring in Carson McCormick. Again, even a sacrifice fly would bring McCormick home. 1-0 pitch to Cannon, and it's a fastball from McCartney that is low and outside for ball number 2. So what a turnaround for this Oilers squad in the bottom half of the second. Got almost 1-2-3'd in the bottom of the first, but that tune is not resonating the same way, thanks to the 3 straight hits from Carson McCormick, Owen Musil, and Luke Skinner. Pickoff attempted back to first on Skinner, able to quickly get back to the first base bag. And again, the ball skimmed past Carter Reed so quickly on the first base side that I don't really think he had time to react to it. 1-0 pitch is low on Cannon here, and that's ball 3. At the knees of Cannon, and a 3-0 coming up. This could be a great opportunity for the bases to be loaded once again. And Drew McCartney trying to find some form of control early. Hasn't been awarding free passes for the most part. It's just been consistent batting for the Oilers. He will get a strike right here, and that brings the count to 3-1. Of course, he did bring Jack Holubowski to the first base bag on a walk earlier in this bottom of the second. But otherwise, it's just been 3 straight great hits from the Oilers, all 3 of them singles that have put them in this position. 3-1 coming up to Cannon. Inside, ball 4, and the bases will be juiced. The second walk of the inning issued by Drew McCartney, and that'll send out the Chinooks pitching coach for the first time in this contest. What a start for the Oilers here in this bottom half of the second inning. Still more to be played here in this frame, but the Oilers dominant so far. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on ESPN with the Oilers having the bases juiced.
Hazardous trees are such a problem here on the Kenai Peninsula, but they have to be handled, and the place to call is AK Tree Solutions. With many years of experience in residential hazardous tree removal, they offer guaranteed customer satisfaction, and they're very accommodating. AK Tree Solutions also offers tree pruning, and they're licensed and insured. Get those hazardous trees off your property today. Call AK Tree Solutions, 907-398-2903. That's 907-398-2903.
Welcome back here on ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you here for the bottom half of the second inning. Oilers on top 2-0. Nolan Graw to the plate. Base is juiced after his 4-hit performance last night. Does he have another one here? It's a swing and a miss on this offering from McCartney, and the count goes to 0-1. Carson McCormick is at third. Luke Skinner at second. Shane Cannon at first. 3 hits in the inning for the Oilers and 2 runs scored, both of them driven in by Luke Skinner on a 2-run single just a few moments ago. Let's see if Graw can add to it. 0-1. Here's a ground ball, just foul to the right side. Almost in the exact same spot that Luke Skinner delivered his hit, but a little too far to the outside. Whereas it skimmed past the first baseman Reed earlier, it didn't do that this time and stay fair for Graw. 0-2 pitch coming up now to Nolan Graw, but that usually hasn't been too big of a concern in this series. Graw is the DH here today. Lefty batter against Drew McCartney. Breaking ball is high and outside for ball number 1. Of course, McCartney may want to be a little bit more cautious when pitching to Graw, but he can't sacrifice his aggressiveness on the bump, especially with the bases loaded behind him. A game-changing play could be in the works if Nolan Graw has something to say about it. 1-2 pitch. High and almost a hit by pitch. Well to the inside part of the plate, and that will be ball number 2 off the arm of McCartney. Not sure how it missed making contact on Graw, but it did. And 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up to the man formerly from South Dakota State. McCartney taking his time a little bit more than he was earlier. 2-2 pitch. That's low, and it gets away from the catcher, Austin Young. That'll bring in Carson McCormick, and the Oilers on top 3-0 on a wild pitch. It's ball 3 as well on Nolan Graw, and the good times keep rolling for the Oilers here as McCormick scores. So what a bottom of the second this is turning into for Peninsula, as Austin Young and McCartney will have a brief conversation after that last pitch. McCartney just struggling a little bit more with control as this inning goes on, and the problems may be getting worse. There is now an empty spot at first base if he were to walk Nolan Graw in this situation. Luke Skinner is at third, and Shane Cannon is at second. Bases loaded is about the worst time to have one of those wild pitches happen. Still just 1 out, by the way. Payoff pitch from McCartney. Well outside, ball 4. And Nolan Graw will make his way over to first base. And the problems continue for McCartney here. Bases remain loaded, and Mark Nellis will come to the plate. Oilers trying to get to 14-9 on the season and preserve their lead in the Alaska Baseball League standings with a win tonight. And we talked about disastrous innings. The Oilers had one in the top of the second yesterday, and the Chinooks having one so far here tonight in the bottom of the second, and it could get worse. Still just 1 out. Nellis hit by pitch. That'll bring in a run. Luke Skinner will score on the first pitch that Nellis sees in the second inning. He gets hit by it, and the Oilers extend the lead to 4-0. Nellis will be credited with an RBI thanks to that HBP. And now with a 4-0 lead, Luke Lusky comes to the plate. And you got to wonder when Easton Babe is going to want to pull the plug on Drew McCartney here. Just cannot buy a break in this bottom half of the second. Was able to almost get a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the first, but that tune is quickly changed, and it looks like Easton Babe will make his way out of the dugout after some delay. Peers over at the bullpen, and it looks like he is indeed going to make a change. So Drew McCartney's night is going to come to an end after just an inning and a third of work to start this game. The Oilers take full advantage of the situation. They're on top 4-0 and dominating early here at Coral Seymour on Ladies' Night. We'll be back for more action in the bottom of the second with Luke Lusky up to the plate here on ESPN in just a bit.
Ready to spice up your day? Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant in Kenai is serving a bold, authentic Mexican food made with love and packed with flavor. New to town or just passing through, this is your must-stop spot for amazing variety, unbeatable prices, and all your favorites. Enjoy the free salsa bar and kick back with cold beer or a glass of wine. Located just past the last traffic light in Kenai, headed north, Playa Azul is where the fiesta never ends. Come hungry, leave happy. Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant.
The warehouse is open at Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna. Come discover amazing deals with savings from 30 to 70% off on flannels, jeans, footwear, jackets, and a wide variety of summer essentials. Plus, they've got lots of new merchandise you didn't see last year. Whether you're heading to work, hitting the trails, or getting the family ready for summer, now's the time to stock up and save. Don't miss the warehouse sale at Sweeney's Clothing in Soldotna. Your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole family.
Welcome back here to ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you, and the Oilers are taking on the Chinooks here in this bottom half of the second inning in a big way. On top 4-0 so far in this inning, and trying to extend the lead with a new pitcher on the mound for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks as Drew McCartney's night comes to an end after an inning and a third of work. Didn't last long against an Oilers lineup that really began to challenge him, and then control problems began to emerge. So it looks as though it'll be Cade Carrington coming back to the mound for the second time in this series. Again, no stranger to the Oilers. This is the third total time he's pitched against them this season. And for the most part, Carrington's had pretty solid success. However, the sophomore from Olivet Nazarene University inherits a really tough situation in this bottom half of the second inning with the bases juiced and Luke Lusky coming to the plate. Last appearance was against the Oilers on July the 6th. Had 2 innings of work in that appearance with 2 earned runs given up in an 11-4 loss. And now he faces off against maybe the biggest power bat in the order tonight for Peninsula, Luke Lusky. And he'd love to deliver a grand slam to put a exclamation point on a dramatic bottom half of the second for Peninsula. Lusky looking for another signature moment right here as this pitch is going to be delivered in low for ball number 1. Oilers in their nice pink uniforms tonight, representing the ladies' night we're having here at the ballpark from Central Peninsula Hospital. Again, it's been a great event so far with all sorts of cool festivities and a lot of folks wearing pink to support a great cause. We'd love to see it. 1-0 pitch. Lusky chops it foul towards the Chinooks dugout. Evens the count at 1-1. Shane Cannon is at third base. Nolan Graw is at second. And Martin Ellis is at first here for the Oilers. Biggest thing for Carrington is getting out by any means necessary right here. A fly ball wouldn't be ideal as it would probably bring in Shane Cannon, but you're just trying to put a Band-Aid on what's been a dramatic wound inflicted in this bottom of the second. Breaking ball to the outside. Lusky didn't flinch, and the count will be a 2-1. Carrington, of course, as we saw earlier in this series, loves the breaking ball. Uses it very often and to great effect more often than not. 2-1 pitch on the way for another man from South Dakota State. Lusky chops this one just foul along the left side. Missed staying inside the third base bag by a very slim margin. Count stays at 2-2. Lusky, his first time up tonight, ended up flying a baseball out. He's going to be looking to get a little bit more than that right here. Possibly get it to fly a little further and escape the ballpark. 2-2 pitch with 1 out coming up for Lusky. Delivered, and he drives it right to the second baseman. Throw back to first is in time to Carter Reed for a double play. Wow, a line out on Lusky and then an out on Nellis. What a tremendous play by the second baseman, Reese Vassar. Wrong place, wrong time for Luke Lusky and the Oilers, but still a successful bottom half of the second inning. They put 4 runs on the scoreboard, and they leave 4-0 after 2 innings. We'll be back for the top of the third in just a moment on ESPN with the Oilers back on the defensive.
Let's talk about something that's not always top of mind, but still really important, life insurance. Because it offers financial protection for your loved ones and can help them pay for things like a mortgage, credit card debt, and even your children's education. Plus, life insurance is probably a lot more affordable than you think. And with State Farm, your local agent can help you understand your options and choose coverage that fits your needs and budget.
Hi, this is Christy Babcock, your local State Farm agent, still in Kenai, and now also at the Soldotna Y.
Your health matters every day, not just when you're sick. At Peninsula Community Health Services, we're here to keep you well with personalized primary care and preventative services for the whole family. From checkups and screenings to managing ongoing conditions, our caring team is ready to help you stay ahead of your health. Don't wait. Take the first step toward feeling your best today. Call PCHS at 907-262-3119 or online at pchsak.org.
Peninsula Community Health Services. Healthcare for all.
Welcome back. This is Oilers baseball on ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you from Coral Seymour Ballpark, and after 2 innings of play, the Oilers on top 4-0 on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. 3 hits in the bottom half of the second inning, no errors for either side. Chinooks have yet to record a hit and are still scoreless through 2 innings. Oilers dominant, but still a lot to be decided tonight and a lot of things they'll have to do to make sure they can close this one out here in this top half of the third and beyond. Cole Dixon remaining on the mound. He'll face off with Drew Hurst, Nick Moyer, and Carter Reed. 7, 8, and 9 due up. Sun has begun to recede back behind the clouds after coming out for a little bit. But I will say, for the most part, we've had great conditions here in Kenai for this series, and we just hope that those conditions continue into the weekend as the Oilers take on the Matsu Miners for their final 4 games at home in the regular season. So Drew Hurst will come to the plate here for the Chinooks, and Hurst, with a 179 average on the season and 7 total hits, watches a pitch go by here from Dixon. And it looks like to the inside for ball number 1. Oilers defense has been up to the task so far. Here is a ball popped up on the left side. Musil camping underneath it, and he does make the catch for out number 1. Good work by Owen Musil to get underneath that baseball in a hurry. It was placed in a pretty odd spot where it was going to be hard for anybody to be able to make a play on it. But Musil reacted to it quickly enough to get to the baseball as the sun returns here in Kenai, making for a nice backdrop for those watching along on YouTube. Nick Moyer to the plate. Dixon zips a fastball in for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Nick Moyer with his first at-bat of the game right here. He is the shortstop tonight and delivers a drive foul to the right side to bring the count just like that to 0-2. Nick Moyer, the junior infielder, with a 140 average on the season, 8 RBIs and 7 total hits for the Chinooks. 0-2 by Dixon is just outside. Count goes to 1-2. Moyer, maybe not as consistent offensively, but defensively he's been a shining star, to say the least, for Chugiak in this series. And has helped them in a lot of situations. As Dixon delivers this one low, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Nick Moyer trying to upset the balance of this game in a big way here in this inning. But instead, he's going to swing and miss at this offering from Cole Dixon. It's another strike, and it's another strikeout for out number 2 here in the top half of the third. The third K for Cole Dixon in this contest. And his consistency on the bump continues. Already with the 3 Ks and 2 1/3 innings done so far, he is looking like a machine in this one. Carter Reed from Greencastle, Pennsylvania comes to the plate. And Cole Dixon not relenting on the fastballs. Delivers one here to bring the count to 0-1. Made a couple appearances in 2024 in his first year with Messiah University, but has gotten better, has Carter Reed, but swings and misses here to quickly bring the count to 0-2. He's now one of Messiah's key pieces and one of several Messiah University players on this Chinook squad. A lot of continuity in this Chugiak team. 0-2 pitch. Here is a ball popped up on the right side. Lusky trying to make a play on it, but it's going to land somewhere towards the Oilers bullpen. McCormick comes over as well, but neither one able to get to it in time. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes for Carter Reed. 9-hole hitter for the Chinooks tonight. And of course, Carter Reed did play in last night's game for Chugiak and had 1 run, no hits in 4 at-bats, but also reached on a walk. 0-2 again. Dixon slings this one just outside on another fastball. Count goes to 1-2. And again, I don't hate the strategy. Stay with what's been working. It's been working in a big way. Looking for another 1-2-3 inning is Dixon. He'll get exactly that. Reed swings and misses on another fastball from Cole Dixon. 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings for Dixon, and the Oilers defense playing at a accelerated rate tonight. We'll be back for the bottom half of the third in just a moment. Reed Oakley, Jack Kolobowski, and Owen Musil, 5, 6, and 7 due up here on ESPN.
Upstairs at Beeman's, talking with Steve. Bikes, and more bikes you'll find in the bike loft. That's upstairs at Beeman's.
Matt, we are well stocked with bikes. We have e-bikes and regular bikes and adult trikes and kids trikes. We offer repair of all bikes, many accessories you can choose from as well. We have skateboards and longboards, softball and baseball mitts and bats, and an ever-increasing supplies of disc golf from MVP, Innova, and Discraft.
You'll find all upstairs at Beeman's, located on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldana.
Gentle Dental in Soldana continues to invest in the latest dental technology. Their new 3D scanning system makes Invisalign treatment, root canals, extractions, and future of dental implants more precise and predictable than ever before. They've also refreshed their office to create an even more comfortable experience for every patient. Whether it's time for a checkup or a new smile, Gentle Dental is ready to help. Call Gentle Dental in Soldana today at 907-262-8834 to schedule an appointment.
Back here on ESPN, Dylan Simmons, glad to be joining you here on ESPN and on YouTube tonight. And we appreciate you tuning in from wherever you're listening from tonight, whether it's here in the last frontier, across the lower 48, or heck, anywhere across the world. We're glad you're listening in here for this contest. Bottom half of the third inning coming up with your Peninsula Oilers on top 4-0 over the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. They have out-hit them 3-0, no errors on either side on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. Reed Oakley will come to the plate, followed by Jack Kolobowski and Owen Musil, 5, 6, and 7. And the Oilers have been showing up and showing out so far on Ladies' Night. By the way, packed house here at Coral Seymour. One of the best crowds we've seen all season long. Love to see the great attendance, and hopefully the fans are enjoying this one as much as you and I. As this pitch is delivered by Cade Carrington, a little bit low. Count will be at 1-0. Of course, with 2/3 of an inning so far of work after taking over for Drew McCartney earlier in the bottom of the second. Reed Oakley adjusts his shin guard for a moment, trying to make sure it's all set. 1-0 coming up here from the southpaw Carrington. 1-0 pitch is outside for ball number 2. Oakley, unable to reach his last time up, was struck out by Cade Carrington. He'll hope to have by Drew McCartney. He'll hope to have a little more success right here. 2-0 to Oakley. And this breaking ball misses outside for ball 3. And this has been a big problem so far for the Chinooks, has been control. Carrington was able to avoid those issues in the bottom of the second, but are they going to flare up here in the bottom half of the third? 3-0 pitch. That's called for a strike. Just barely clipped the low part of the zone on a breaking ball, and the count goes to 3-1. Carrington, biggest appearance of the season was 3 innings back on June the 9th against the Bucks. As Oakley grounds this one over too short, picked up by Moyer. Throws on to first and gets it there in time for a 6-3. Pretty simple out to take care of Reed Oakley. One down here in the bottom half of the third inning. And credit to Cade Carrington after a 3-0 start to that at-bat. He was able to overcome it and get Reed Oakley out. So Jack Holubowski comes to the plate for the second time in this game. Reached on a walk against Drew McCartney his first time up, but has not yet faced off tonight against Cade Carrington. Let's see what he can do in this one-out situation. Southpaw Carrington delivers. Holubowski holds back, and wisely so, count at 1-0. Holubowski, I know we talk a lot about, as Nick calls him, Hawkeye Brooks Hassenclaver's discipline at the plate, but Holubowski underrated. He's done pretty well to force walks this season, too. 1-0 pitch and a high fly ball deep to left field. West ranging back. Will it stay in the yard? It will not! Jack Holubowski delivers his second home run of the season. An absolute bomb over the left field wall, and the Oilers extend the lead to 5-0. Go deep, young man. What a shot here in the bottom half of the third inning, and Jack Holubowski, who we talked about earlier in the broadcast, his capability to deliver baseballs out of the yard, just did it once again. His second home run of the season was a beauty, and it was way gone as West could do nothing but watch. A welcome sight for Oilers fans, and now Owen Musil comes to the plate with the Oilers now on top 5-0. As this pitch is delivered low. Count will be at 1-0. And it stayed up there for a pretty good bit. West was trying to adjust to it, and give him credit, he was looking to catch that ball all the way to the bitter end, but then he just ran out of room. Here's a pitch delivered for a looking strike on Owen Musil, and the count goes to 1-1. So the potential fix from Cade Carrington maybe not working quite as well as the Chinooks would have hoped in this bottom of the third, as Musil swings and misses at this one, and he was trying to deliver back-to-back jacks right there. That certainly looked like a pitch to hit, just couldn't make contact. Count will be at 1-2. So yet another home run in this series for the Oilers, of which there have been many so far. 1-2, Musil drives one just foul to the left side of the ballpark. Count stays at 1-2 strikes.
This foul ball is brought to you by
And overall for the Oilers this season, that is going to be their 9th total home run and their 5th of the series. Incredible production. 1-2 pitch, as this is low and inside on Musil. Count evens at 2-2. When you look at the total stats in the ABL in home runs, there really is no team that's doing what the Oilers are doing right now. And really, that goes all time in the Alaska Baseball League. 2-2 pitch, low on Musil for ball 3. Because very rarely do you see teams have this much success generating home runs. It's a very hard league to get consistent homers in, but the Oilers, especially in this series, have completely changed that trend around and are showing that it doesn't matter where you're at, it just matters what you're capable of. Payoff pitch, as Musil delivers a high fly ball over to right field. Ranging back is Jenkins, and this one will stay in the yard. He makes the catch for out number 2. Carson McCormick will come to the plate. As far as home runs go in the league this season, the other team that compares is the Anchorage Bucks, who do have 6 this season, so they've been pretty solid in their own right. Miners have 2, and then the Chinooks and Pilots each with none. So if you're a believer in home runs predicating who's the most successful team in the league, then the Bucks and the Oilers are the teams to watch right now. As that pitch is to the outside on McCormick for a looking strike. Reached on a single his first time up. And perhaps the Oilers can be the first team to 10 home runs this season, as McCormick delivers a fly ball towards center field. This could be trouble, but making a sliding catch is Kai Butler on the bloop shot from Carson McCormick. A very small fly ball that Butler was able to bring in on the run. Impressive job to end the bottom of the third, but the Oilers still put another run on the board thanks to Jack Holubowski. A solo home run shot over the left field wall here on Ladies' Night, and this packed house loving it. Oilers up 5-0. We'll be back for the top of the fourth in just a moment on ESPN. Don't go anywhere.
Thinking about a new place to land here on the Kenai Peninsula? At Ashman Krause Real Estate, we believe real estate should feel clear, calm, and personal from the very first conversation. Whether you're buying your first home, moving across town, or preparing to sell, we guide you through every step with local knowledge and genuine care. Ashman Krause Real Estate at Jack White Real Estate, guiding you home with care.
Great news, Kenai. The Central Peninsula Kenai Health Center is expanding to better serve our community. We're proud to once again offer lab services, screening mammography, and bone density screenings all in one convenient location right here in Kenai. We're proud to bring these important services back to the Kenai community because everyone deserves access to quality health care close to home. Learn more at cpgh.org or call 907-714-4495. Central Peninsula Kenai Health Center, compassionate, personalized health care close to home.
Back here on ESPN, Dylan Simmons joining you for the top half of the fourth inning, and your Peninsula Oilers dominant so far in the rubber match in this 5-game series against the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, on top 5-0 after 3 innings of work. Part of that thanks to a Jack Holubowski solo home run shot in the bottom half of the third just a few moments ago. Oilers with the lead, but trying to hang on to it. Cole Dixon has been unbelievable from the mound so far. 4 total strikeouts and back-to-back-to-back 1-2-3 innings against the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks as Reese Vassar comes to the plate for the second time tonight. This pitch is delivered well to the outside by Dixon for ball 1. Top of the batting order, as always, brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Start the next inning in your life with the top insurance team. Dixon goes back to the fastball and delivers a looking strike. Count evens at 1-1. Twin brothers with Luke Dixon, also on the Oilers. Both of them having pretty solid seasons from the mound, as this fastball is a little bit tight for ball number 2 on Reese Vassar. Count goes to 2-1. Dixon working a little bit faster overall in this top half of the fourth. 2-1 pitch is fouled off to the right side. Count evens at 2-2 on another fastball for Vassar. And right now, Chugiak is just trying to find something, anything to go their way here tonight. This has been an avalanche so far. 2-2. This is a weak grounder fouled, and Vassar, oh boy, he's shaken up after that last swing, and we'll just hope that he's okay here. He does get to his feet under his own power, but obviously in some pain. Not sure what happened in that situation, but the ball may have ricocheted off of his body as he fouled it. And it looks like he'll be able to walk this off, but obviously it was not a comfortable position, whatever it was. He's still crouched down a little bit, kind of banged his bat against the ground for a second, trying to recollect himself. Looks like he will be able to get things rolling. And again, whatever it was, not going to speculate. Hopefully it's not a huge issue for such a talented player for these Chinooks. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up here for Vassar. Dixon delivers, check swing, and was it called for a strike? No, they're going to say it will be ball number 3. There was an appeal to the first base umpire. He ruled that Vassar did not swing, but it was very close. So a payoff pitch coming up here. 3-2 to Vassar, and that will be ball 4, just to the outside. And Vassar aggressively takes off his equipment and runs over to first, kind of holding his backside, maybe his tailbone as he was running down. Hopefully he's okay relatively, but obviously still in some pain after whatever took place off that foul ball. Austin Young will come to the plate now as the Chinooks have their first runner on base tonight off a Cole Dixon walk. And he delivers a ball here to bring the count to 1-0. Cole Dixon, so far this season, has not gone well beyond 4 innings in a game in this season. 1-0 pitch, check swing, delivered for a strike. Count evens at 1-1. So this is about the time where you really got to start making sure that he's going to be able to maintain his consistency on the mound and get the strikes and outs that the Oilers need. You don't want to make this any easier for Chugiak. 1-1. And the fastball is delivered low. Oakley tried to frame it, but could not. And a 2-1 pitch coming up here from Dixon. Austin Young, his first time up, was unable to get on base. But maybe he can join Reese Vassar on base here. 2-1. Delivers a ball popped up on the right side. No way that Lusky will be able to make a play on it. It's going to land somewhere towards the crowd, actually. And a 2-2 coming up here for Young. And again, packed house here tonight. Fans all over. Probably can't tell on YouTube because our camera is posted out in front of all the fans, but trust me, it's pretty impressive. 2-2, and this one is just outside from Dixon on a breaking ball. Count runs full. But hopefully you can hear the crowd noise in the background, and these fans may certainly be having an impact on this game. Love to see it looking like this on a Thursday night, and hopefully we'll see more. Pickoff attempted back to first. Vassar able to quickly get back in time. Luke Lusky over there covering first base tonight. Doing a pretty tremendous job, all things considered. Young facing a 3-2 from Dixon. Last time out, this was a walk. Here's another throw to first. And safe again is Vassar. He reached in a 3-2 situation earlier in this top of the fourth. He was as the last batter up, as a matter of fact. We'll see what Young can do here. 3-2. And he's going to deliver a fly ball over to right center field. Could be trouble. McCormick will not be able to get to it, and it's going to be a single for Austin Young, the first hit in the game for the Chinooks, and 2 runners aboard here, finding themselves a little bit of success in this top of the fourth so far. Simple bloop shot to right center and in the perfect spot where McCormick and the second baseman Luke Skinner really couldn't make a play on it. Now Jenkins comes to the plate. Still no outs in this top of the fourth, and things are maybe turning around a little bit for Chugiak all of a sudden. This is where you got to try to shut down a potential rally if you're the Oilers. And you don't want the Chinooks to garner a lot of momentum here. Breaking ball is lifted up and into right center field for a base hit. Reese Vassar will make his way around third. Nellis picks it up in center field. The throw to second will not be in time. And the Chinooks score their first run of the night on a 1-run double from Kirby Jenkins. It's a 5-1 ball game. So how about that for the Chinooks? And what a way to respond in this top half of the fourth inning. It's a 5-1 baseball game, as Jenkins was able to drive that one in the perfect spot in right center field, and that's been the bane of the Oilers' existence so far in this top of the fourth. Phoenix West comes to the plate. 2 runners in scoring position, Austin Young at third, Kirby Jenkins at second. As this ball is flown over to left field, Owen Musil is back. Will there be a throw to the infield? Runner tags, and the Oilers quickly get that one, and they throw it up and over home plate. Reed Oakley was there, and thank goodness Cole Dixon was back to cover. Otherwise, that would have been an easy run for Austin Young to score. Instead, it's a fly ball from West, and the runners stay at second and third base. Can understand Musil trying to hurl that thing into the infield as quickly as possible, but I don't think that Reed Oakley was really ready for it to be that high. And thankfully, the former Kansas City, Kansas teammates, or the current Kansas City, Kansas Community College teammates, didn't completely overdo that one. 1 out now here in the top of the fourth inning, as this pitch is inside on Cal Whip from Cole Dixon, and the count's at 1-0. Those fly balls in situations like that are so tricky because it can be very easy to just want to accelerate the ball out of your hand and quickly get it into the infield, but you also don't want to overthrow people. So, got to be very intentional. So that's fouled off by Whip to the right side. Count goes to 1-1. Chinooks now with 2 hits in this top half of the fourth inning and the 1 run scored. Cole Dixon trying to maintain command. Keep this at least a 4-run Oilers lead, but Chinooks haven't let off the gas yet. 1-1 pitch from Dixon. Fastball is outside for ball 2. And this is going to be the big thing to watch. Can Cole Dixon correct these fastballs and get them closer to the zone in order to be able to get the outs that he needs? Could be what makes or breaks this top of the fourth. 2-1, swing and a miss for Whip. That's a little bit more like it. Whip getting aggressive, tried to chase it. Probably would have caught the outside part of the plate regardless, but Dixon will get the strike, and maybe he can deliver his 5th strikeout of the game right here. Taking his time on this 2-2. Delivers to Whip, swing and a miss, and Cole Dixon gets a big strikeout here in this top of the 4th, and he was walking off the field thinking that was the final out of the inning. It was not. That is just out number 2, and that'll bring Kai Butler to the plate here for the Chinooks. Unless we all missed something a second ago, that is only 2 outs, and Kai Butler will be at the plate. Runners still at 2nd and 3rd, but now the sacrifice fly is taken away for the Chinooks here. Dixon's got his zone back in after thinking the top of the 4th was over here. Delivers a fastball, swing and a miss for Butler, and the count will be at 0-1. Up until this top of the 4th, it had been 3 straight 1-2-3 innings for Cole Dixon and Peninsula defensively. Chinooks getting a little bit of momentum, but maybe Dixon can snatch it right back. Here's a ball popped up and fouled on the right side. Quickly moves the count to 0-2. Dixon really going back to emphasizing that fastball here in this late stage of the frame. It's worked for him last couple times. Let's see if he can finish the job on Butler to strand 2 for Chugiak. 0-2 pitch. Here's the fastball again. Just outside for ball 1. Good take by Kai Butler. We've seen a few different Chinooks swing on a similar kind of pitch, but Butler refrained from it this time. 1-2 with 2 outs coming up from Dixon. Cole delivers, steals, and it's shot foul towards the Chinooks dugout to keep the count at 1-2. Such a huge point, even early in this game, because if Butler's able to get this one into the gap in either left or right center field, all of a sudden you've got a 2-run game instead of a 4-run game coming out of the inning. As a high fastball is fouled back by Butler. That's one that he'll probably want back because it would have been a ball. But he chased after it, and he's going to have to deal with another 1-2 from Dixon here. Butler doing a good job of making contact nonetheless, but can he escape this plate appearance? 1-2 pitch. Dixon tried the fastball again. This time Butler held back, and the count goes to 2-2 as it was well outside. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, and a real war of attrition between batter and pitcher right here. Dixon trying to force Butler to swing early, and Butler trying to have none of it. Another 2-2 offering. Here's a ball popped up again on the right side, and no chance for Lusky to make a play as it's fouled back once more by Butler. That is the 4th foul ball in this at-bat. Give Kai Butler a lot of credit. He is hanging tough, understanding what's at stake in this rubber match between the Oilers and Chinooks in this 5-game series. Dixon's 2-2, deals, and here's a ball popped up. It's going to land in foul ground unless it's caught. McCormick slides, tries to make a catch, and cannot. And the count will once again stay at 2-2. 5th foul ball for Butler in this at-bat. He is just finding ways to keep himself alive in this plate appearance. But at some point, something's got to give here. Who's going to blink first in this top half of the 4th inning? Dixon, 2-2. Breaking ball this time. It's high, and that's ball 3. So we tried to change it up, not use a change-up pitch, but you know what I'm saying. Tried to change it up on Butler, and he ended up placing it a little bit too high, and Butler saw it coming. So now what happens on the 3-2? Payoff pitch. It is high for ball 4, and Kai Butler makes his way over to first base. That was a really tremendous plate appearance from Kai Butler. And after all that, he's going to make it over to first base, and that really runs up Cole Dixon's pitch count. So now the bases are loaded for the Chinooks with 2 outs in this top of the 4th. And Drew Hurst comes to the plate for the 2nd time, looking for his first hit of the evening. Sun is slightly back out here in Kenai. Lefty batter against righty pitcher, and this pitch delivered high from Dixon. This is where Dixon's control is going to have to really be corrected, because if he's unable to get an out here or unable to avoid a walk here as well, he's going to bring in a run in some capacity. 1-0 pitch from Dixon. Here's a drive that's going to get down into right center field for a base hit. This is going to score 2 at least for the Chinooks. Throwing back into the infield is Nellis. The throw to home plate is not in time, bobbled by Oakley, and Drew Hurst is going to have a 2-run single with 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning to make this, or a 3-run shot, I should say, in this top of the 4th inning to make this a 1-run game. What a complete flip in momentum for Chugiak right here, as Drew Hurst has absolutely turned this one upside down. And again, that's why in this situation, you want to make sure to get that final out if you're Cole Dixon. And the fact that he wasn't able to has completely turned around this baseball game. As Nick Moyer will come to the plate with Drew Hurst over at second. So many runners on base, I lost track of how many scored right there. Very rarely you see a bases clearing shot like that at this juncture of the game. Nick Moyer now to the plate, and the tying run is in scoring position. 4-run top of the 4th inning, and here's a fly ball to right field. Off the bat of Nick Moyer, McCormick camps underneath it and gets the out the Oilers were hoping for a few moments ago. Instead, though, it is a 1-run game just like that. 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on base in the top of the 4th. And your score remains Oilers 5, Chinooks 4. Things are getting interesting going into the bottom half of the 4th inning. We'll be back in just a moment on ESPN. Don't go anywhere.
Thinking about a new place to land here on the Kenai Peninsula? At Ashman Krause Real Estate, we believe real estate should feel clear, calm, and personal from the very first conversation. Whether you're buying your first home, moving across town, or preparing to sell, we guide you through every step with local knowledge and genuine care.
Ashman Krause Real Estate at Jack White Real Estate,
guiding you home with care.
This is Mark from Steam on Wheels. Wanted to talk to you about the Greer Poly tanks that we are now stocking. We've got tank sizes from 1,000 gallon, 1,250, 1,500 gallons. What sets them apart from the competition is that they have up to a 10-foot bury depth. Sometimes you need a tank that can withstand more than 4 feet, and these are where these poly tanks really shine. We do have tanks in stock. As a customer, you can come by and pick them up, a contractor as well. Please give us a call at Steam on Wheels, 907-262-3240.
Welcome back to Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. Dylan Simmons joining you for the bottom half of the 4th inning. And the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks have completely turned this game around after a 3-run single from Drew Hurst in the top half of the 4th inning. Brought in 3 crucial runs for Chugiak. They score 4 total in the top half of the 4th inning. To make this a 1-run game, right now the separating run is Jack Holubowski's solo home run shot. Both teams with 4-run half innings now in this game. Pretty wild. Luke Skinner will come to the plate. These two teams so evenly matched in many respects, and we're seeing that play out right now. As Skinner watches this one come in low for ball 1, it's really a war of wills between both sides. Cade Carrington is on the bump. 9-1-2 due up for the Oilers here. Skinner, Shane Cannon, and Nolan Graw. 1-0 is fouled back by Skinner, and the count will be even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Skinner had a big 2-run single earlier in this game in the bottom half of the 2nd to lift the Oilers to their initial lead. And the sophomore out of Woodbury, Minnesota, will look to get on base here. 1-1 off-speed pitch by Carrington is in for a strike, and that will bring the count to 1-2. We've seen very crucial runs in several half innings in this series that have kind of defined games. As a breaking ball results in a swing and a miss for Skinner here. He's now 1 for 2, and that's 1 quick out in the bottom of the 4th off the arm of Cade Carrington. Shane Cannon will come to the plate for the Oilers, but as I said, it's been those stretch runs and innings that have really defined this series between these two teams. You get 7 or 8 runs here, or 4 or 5 runs there, and all of a sudden you've completely changed the outlook from what it was. Looking like an Oilers rout early on in this game, but as we've said so many times this year, it is far from over early. Cannon, though, is going to show the Oilers are far from done as he drives one into left field for a base hit. 1-out single for Shane Cannon. That is his first hit of the contest, and the Oilers have a man aboard here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Cannon reached on a walk last time and reaches on a single this time. Nolan Graw will come to the plate.
Next we've got Nolan Gray.
With the Oilers with their 5-4 lead. And Cannon will look to possibly be sent home by Graw here. Oilers look to respond to a haymaker with one of their own. Graw fresh off the 4-hit performance yesterday. Graw makes slight contact and fouls it back on a breaking ball from Carrington. Count goes to 0-1. Played in the first series against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Was superb, got a home run before eventually having to go back to the States for a little bit, do some visits with different colleges. Pickoff attempted back to first. Cannon gets back in time, but has rejoined the Oilers now here in the month of July and has made a huge impact already. Oilers are certainly glad to have him back, and he's been doing some great work. 0-1 delivered to Graw. Breaking ball's well inside here, and the count goes to 1-1. I think the really interesting thing that I've noticed with these two teams is the mentality in which they play with. Neither one of them are very much going to be quick to give up, is what I'm trying to say. Graw swings and misses here at a breaking ball to bring the count to 1-2. And that resilience really shines through in the way they play and the games that they play, because it really is just a series of knockout blows delivered that you'd think would end a team, but not to be on either side for the most part. Sun really shining towards right field now here in Kenai. 1-2 coming up here to Graw. And this is upstairs from Carrington to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Graw, of course, all Summit League this season. 3 times All-State in high school, captain of a Class 4A All-State team with 54 RBIs. Out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, this pitch gets behind the catcher, and that will allow Shane Cannon to take second as Austin Young couldn't handle that baseball. It's ball 3, and Cannon will reach. So that completely changes the dynamic all of a sudden, because you have a runner at second, and it looks like we'll get a visit here from Easton Babe as the catcher, Austin Young's a little bit shaken up after that last play. Not sure if it was when he was trying to chase down the baseball that he may have had a cramp or pulled something, but he is not right in this situation. So hopefully he'll be able to get this sorted out soon enough. But Easton Babe checking up on him, and Young is gingerly kind of walking around in the batter's box right now, trying to sort out, I guess, just how affected he is by whatever just took place. Chinooks may have to bring in another catcher in this situation, and if so, that could really change how this bottom of the 4th and the rest of the game continues. And it looks like Austin Young's going to elect to head back to the dugout, so that means we'll get another catcher here for the Chinooks, and hopefully Austin Young will be okay and be able to come back in at some point, but he's going to try to figure out whatever the situation is, and we'll get a new catcher here for Chugiak in this bottom half of the 4th inning with a 3-2 coming up to Nolan Graw. So we'll see how this will shake out for both sides with the new catcher on. We'll try to figure out who that is in just a moment. But you got a runner at second in Shane Cannon, and Nolan Graw at home plate, and a lot that could still take place here. Looks like that's J.J. Pruneau who's going to take over as the catcher for the Chinooks, And, of course, we've seen him a few times in this series, and he's going to be, I would imagine, batting from here on out, unless Young's able to overcome whatever his injury is. But Pernod certainly not a bad option to go to for Chugiak, and he's been a solid catcher in his own right in this series as well. Pernod enters the game with a 132 average, 5 total hits and 4 RBIs and 38 at-bats. This is the 12th time he's played in a game this season. And his first test, try to see what he can do with Nolan Graw at the plate in front of him. And his pitcher, Cade Carrington, delivering a 3-2 pitch with Shane Cannon in scoring position. Big payoff pitch coming up for the lefty batter, Graw, right here. 3-2. That is inside for ball 4, and maybe that extended break didn't do Cade Carrington any favors. 2 runners aboard here for the Oilers as Cannon is at second, Graw at first, and Mark Nellis will come to the plate.
Up for the Oilers, number 8, Mark Nellis.
Mark Nellis reached his last time up. He's trying to do it again right here against Cade Carrington. Didn't reach back in the first inning. 3rd total plate appearance of the night. Cannon at second, Nolan Graw at first. Against the lefty pitcher, Nellis will watch a first fastball go by for a looking strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Lone Canadian player for the Oilers this season. Has dealt with some cold conditions before and some colder summers, but this is a bit of a different level. That's a swing and a miss for Nellis. Count goes to 0-2. Teammates with Brooks Hassenclaver at Connor State this past year. The two learned a lot from each other and were eager, of course, to come up here to Alaska knowing each other and knowing that this would be a tremendous opportunity, and they've both made the most of it. As this is delivered low and outside for ball 1. But Mark obviously very bound and determined to be one of those guys that really continues to be a star of the show night in and night out, and he's often been that. Still one of the top batting averages on the team. 1-2. Nellis swings and misses at this fastball from Carrington. That's strike 3, and that will be out number 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Well, here comes Luke Lusky to the plate with Shane Cannon at second, Nolan Graw at first. If ever there were a time for a signature Luke Lusky home run, this would certainly be it. Maybe he can get his 3rd home run of the season. We saw Holubowski get a solo homer in the bottom of the 3rd. Maybe Lusky's got something in the tank right here. Cannon with a pretty big leadoff over at second. Lusky drives one foul just to the left of the 3rd base bag. Count will be at 0-1. Dave Dawson over there watched it skim right past him. Always admire 3rd base coaches and their ability to just stand back and watch the ball go by them without any sort of concern. I'm not sure I could do that. I'd probably get the yips in that situation. 0-1 to Lusky. Swing and a miss. He was looking for the fences on that, and he ended up missing it. Cade Carrington doing some pretty solid work now in this back half of the frame. And he might have a chance here to get out of the inning with no damage, and the score still 5-4. Lusky just fouls it back, made contact off the end of the bat. 3 straight foul balls, and the count will be at 0-2. 5 total hits for the Oilers, the Chinooks with 3 so far in this game. Nolan Graw's at first, Shane Cannon is at second. Lusky ends up flying this one foul to the left side, and something came off of his arm. Looks like it was his arm pad on his left arm. 4 straight foul balls for Lusky. Count stays at 0-2. If you got equipment flying off your body, that means you're swinging pretty hard. And Lusky's not relenting. Can he use that power to his benefit right here? 0-2 pitch to Luke Lusky. Fly ball over to right field. Jenkins trying to make a play on it, but it's going to be fouled right into the Oilers' bullpen. Keeps the count at 0 balls and 2 strikes. After a pretty quick start, this game has slowed down quite a bit in this middle portion, with both teams vying for runs at a time where they are critical in a close one like this. We saw the Chinooks deliver with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Maybe the Oilers can do the same here with Lusky. 0-2 with 2 outs. That's high, throw to third, and safe is Shane Cannon. He stole it just in the nick of time, got aggressive on that pitch. It was very, very close, but Cannon using his speed to get to third base. Runners at the corners now for the Oilers. Doesn't change a tremendous amount, but it does make it easier if Lusky can deliver a single to drive in at least one run here with Cannon. Lusky grounds one up the middle. Second baseman will get the out at second on Graw for the easy final out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. If there hadn't been a runner at first, it might have had a chance, but instead that will put an end to the bottom half of the fourth inning with your score remaining Oilers 5, Chinooks 4. 1 run, 2 left on base in the bottom of the fourth, and we move to the top of the fifth. Don't go anywhere. The Oilers will be back on defense when we come back on ESPN.
Let's go fishing. Let's go see Alaska. Whatever.
What's the score again? I don't understand. Hey, Dylan, you there?
You're on your way. Three Bears also has groceries for your adventure, fishing and camping gear, a liquor store, ice and fishing licenses as well. For your next adventure, stop by Three Bears, Alaska.
I was told if you could sing it, you can remember. So I want to try this. First, if you ever need a tow truck for any reason, I want you to remember Genwar Towing 394-6068. Maybe you're on a date and you slide.
Hey, Dylan, what's the score?
Welcome back here on ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you here.
Maybe I need more reverb.
Genwar Towing. Not so much. Genwar Towing 394-6068.
Welcome back here to Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. Dylan Simmons joining you for the top half of the fifth inning. And through 4 innings so far, the Peninsula Oilers on top of the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks by a score of 5-4. But things are getting tight all of a sudden after a 4-run top of the fourth for Chugiak. 9-1-2 due up in the order for the Chinooks. Carter Reed, Reese Vassar, and J.J. Pruneau taking over for the injured Austin Young. Cole Dixon remains on the mound, but how much of a leash will the Oilers have in this spot? We'll find out. Here is a fly ball lifted deep to right field. McCormick barely has to move, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Outfielders always certainly appreciate any easy outs they can get, and the first pitch that Carter Reed saw, he went for, but he couldn't get that one as far as he was hoping for. Reese Vassar will come to the plate as we go back to the top of the order with Chugiak, brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Vassar entered today's game with a .269 average, 14 total hits and 10 RBIs. First pitch is delivered here to the outside for ball number 1 from Dixon. Count at 1-0. Vassar with a .387 on base percentage. He delivers a fly ball here deep to center field. Nellis ranging back, and he'll make an easy catch for out number 2. 2 straight flyouts for Carter Reed and Reese Vassar. And here comes J.J. Pruneau to the plate for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. So far, so good for Cole Dixon. This is a much better start to an inning than we saw on the top of the fourth. And perhaps he can get out of this frame with the Oilers still very much in the lead. Dixon trying to go 5 full innings tonight. Here's a ground ball, right too short, picked up by Cannon on the hop, throws it on to first. And a 1-2-3 inning for Cole Dixon in 3 to 4 pitches. That was about as quick as you could have asked for. And the top of the fifth is over just like that. The Oilers will have Reed Oakley, Jack Holubowski, and Owen Musil coming to the plate. When we come back in just a moment to Kenai on ESPN. Don't touch that dial.
Looking for the toughest trailers and equipment on the Kenai? Head to White Spruce Trailer Sales on K Beach Road, your local dealer for TYM tractors. That's right, they have TYM tractors and implements. Anything from TYM pallet forks, box blades, snow removal, and more. Built to work as hard as you do. From sales to service, they've got the parts you need to keep your equipment running strong all year long. Speaking of service, White Spruce offers a full-service shop with special discounts for commercial companies because supporting local businesses matter. Looking for a solid job with great pay and room to grow? Dam Construction and Roofing is hiring roofers and general laborers across the Kenai Peninsula. They offer competitive pay based on experience, overtime opportunities, paid sick leave, and full-time seasonal work. No experience? No problem. If you're dependable, motivated, and ready to learn, they'll provide the opportunity. Join one of the Kenai Peninsula's fastest-growing roofing companies. Call 907-262-3996 today or visit dambuilt.com. Dam Construction and Roofing, building careers one roof at a time.
Welcome back. This is Oilers baseball on ESPN. Dylan Simmons joining you for the bottom half of the fifth inning in this meeting of 13-9 and 12-10 teams here in the Alaska Baseball League. Cade Carrington remaining on the mound for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Reed Oakley, Jack Holubowski, and Owen Musil will head to the plate to lead off this frame. We do have an injury update on Austin Young, the original catcher in this game for Chugiak. Apparently it is a knee injury that he has suffered, and they are unsure if he's going to be able to come back for a while, unfortunately. So obviously our thoughts and prayers are with Austin Young as he's hopefully able to recover from whatever knee injury he has incurred, and hopefully we'll be able to see him back on the field soon enough. J.J. Pruneau subbed in as the catcher, and he is the catcher still for the Chinooks here. And we'll see what he can do being thrust into the spot as Reed Oakley leads off for the second time in this game. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the order for the Oilers here. Trying to increase is not indeed a word, folks. Increase the one-run lead here in Kenai. And Mr. Blue Sky making another appearance here in the bottom of the fifth, maybe a good omen. First pitch by Cade Carrington in the frame is to the outside for ball number 1. Oakley has yet to reach tonight, 0 for 2 so far. Right at the middle point in this rubber match between the Oilers and the Chinooks. 1-0, well inside, almost made contact with Oakley at the knees for ball number 2. 2-0 coming up. Ladies' night here at the ballpark. It's been a tremendous success so far, and judging by the reactions I've seen from the people in attendance, they are loving the festivities. 2-0 on the way, this pitch high, and of course it goes to serve a great cause in breast cancer awareness, and we appreciate and we honor all those who have fought through breast cancer, all those brave to deal with that incredibly tough battle in life. 3-0 to Oakley, and that's low for ball 4. So Cade Carrington issues a leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the fifth inning on 4 pitches to Oakley. And the Oilers have a leadoff runner here. And Jack Holubowski, who last time up delivered a solo home run shot off of Carrington, comes to the plate. It's the only run that Carrington has given up so far in this game. And you can bet that that home run is still very fresh in his memory. He's going to be doing everything he can to make sure that does not happen again. Pitch Holubowski's low. It gets away from the catcher Pruneau, but it rolled toward the left side of the field and kept Oakley over at first. The count will be at 1-0. Good work by Pruneau to keep that baseball in front of him. Carrington has struggled with that a little bit at points throughout the season. Some of these pitches going a little bit low. 1-0 coming up here to Holubowski. Carrington delivers, and that's going to be low for ball number 2. Again, lower below the knees of Holubowski in that situation. We talked earlier about his patience at the plate. Underrated, but he very much has it. And that's what makes him so good at identifying what to swing at and what not to. 2-0, again low for ball 3. That's 7 straight balls for Cade Carrington here. And I'd have to imagine if he walks Holubowski on 4 pitches as he did Reed Oakley, that'll probably result in a mound visit at least. Hasn't been a long-term pitcher in a game this season and is currently on his 3rd inning of work. That is in for a strike, just barely caught the low part of the zone against Holubowski, 4-3-1. Don't blame Holubowski for not swinging at that. There's nothing you can really do in that situation. So decided to hold back from it. 3-1 on the way. And that's going to be called for a strike. Again, looked low from my vantage point, but was able to get inside there. It's all about where it is in relation to the plate, and it got there. 3-2 on the way to Holubowski. Payoff pitch. And Holubowski will swing and miss at that offering to strike out here in the top half, or bottom half, excuse me, of the 5th inning. Don't often see Holubowski strike out in a situation of that magnitude, but good work by Kate Carrington to get the out. Owen Musil will come to the plate. Owen Musil was driven in earlier. He scored a run in this game, reached on a walk as well his first time up in the bottom half of the 2nd inning, and he's looking for a big hit here. Actually reached on a single, beg your pardon, his first time up. Here's a pickoff attempted back to first. Oakley able to make his way back to the bag with no problem. And the Kansas City, Kansas teammates looking to help each other out right here. Pitch delivered Musil is going to result in a breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1. Owen Musil, one of the top batters obviously in the ABL overall. When you take a look at RBIs, Musil second behind Finn Leach, tied with Brooks Hossenclaver in that department as well at 17. Leach with 18 RBIs. Musil check swing, throw back to first, and just making it back in time was Oakley. Going to rule, I believe, that Musil did not go. No, they're going to say he did go around. All right, so the count will be at 0-2 here. And this could be a big chance for Carrington to get a quick out on Musil in the bottom of the 5th and deny the Oilers. Low here for ball 1. Good work by Pruneau to keep it in front of him. 1-2 coming up. For a man who's looking to change the tone of this one in a hurry. Musil from Omaha, Nebraska, has one of the top batting averages on the team as well. 2026 D1 All-Region second-team player. And I'd say he'll be All-ABL possibly at the end of the season. 1-2 to Musil. Another foul ball sent backward. Count will stay at 1-2. And again, it's another war of attrition. We saw this earlier in the game between Carrington and Musil. We're seeing it again right here. 1-2 coming up. Carrington taking his time. Musil golfs this one just foul above the head of Carter Reed, who tried to make a play on a little loop shot that landed in foul ground. 1 ball and 2 strikes will remain. And again, this is the war of attrition we're talking about, as it's just a matter of who's going to blink first and who's going to be able to force the other really into some form of mistake. That's who usually wins these battles. 1-2, breaking ball is just fouled off by Musil. Made very slight contact with the end of his bat. That is his 3rd straight foul ball off of Carrington. And this is really fun to watch as a fan of baseball when a batter and a pitcher get in this kind of situation with so much potentially at stake. The 1-2 with 1 out again. Musil, high fly ball deep to left field. It'll stay in the yard. Phoenix West back, makes the catch for out number 2. Good charge from Musil, but again, in this war, it's Carrington who gets the job done. As that ball was hit pretty well to left field, but again, just too much hang time. Needed a bit more velocity to get down into the gap. West was able to range over and make the catch. So Carson McCormick, looking for his 2nd hit of the game, comes to the plate with Reed Oakley still at first. This pitch well outside for ball 1. And it's interesting. After a pretty dramatic 4th and 3rd inning, we've seen things calm down a little bit in this 5th inning so far. Both teams getting more productivity and more success defensively than offensively. McCormick makes contact and fouls it off. Count goes to 1-1. When you look at the ABL standings, there's a lot on the line by virtue of tonight's game. If the Oilers win, they are 14-9 and remain on top of the ABL standings. But if the Chinooks win, that would put them at 13-10 and the Oilers at 13-10. And the Chinooks would have the tiebreaker by virtue. Could potentially drop the Oilers as low as 3rd or 4th in the standings. That's just how tight it is up top right now as the pitch is outside that last time. Count will be at 2-1. That's why you want to win so bad if you're the Oilers. Low at the knees of McCormick for ball number 3. Who's doing a really good job of standing in right now. And the man who loves Soldotna is going to try to change the game right here. 3-1 pitch. McCormick just able to make contact and foul it back. Count runs full 3-2. Got it with the end of the bat pretty much to foul it back. And another payoff pitch coming up. Let's see if McCormick can have more success than Musil did. 3-2 from Carrington. McCormick swing and a miss. It was toward the inside part of the plate. McCormick went after it, couldn't make contact, and that puts an end to the 5th inning. 1 man left on base, no runs, no hits, no errors for the Oilers. And due up for the Chinooks, Kirby Jenkins, Phoenix West, and Cal Whip. We'll be back for the top of the 6th in just a moment. Cole Dixon remaining on the mound on ESPN.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway Family Dentistry knows this. Ridgeway is a new state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
The World Cup's coming and everybody's talking defense. Here's a strategy that works long after the final whistle. If your family is complete, a no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy is a safe, effective move. If you're done building your team, it may be time to strengthen your defense. Dr. Alvarez can perform your procedure in Soldotna or Homer. It's quick, comfortable, and a whole lot easier than chasing toddlers into extra time. Don't leave your future up to a lucky bounce. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics 907-235-1010 and schedule your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy. Score some peace of mind and enjoy the games.
Welcome back. This is Oilers baseball on ESPN, and we've reached the top half of the 6th inning. After 5 innings on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard, it is Peninsula Oilers 5, Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks 4. 9 combined runs, 5 hits for the Oilers, 3 for Chugiak. No errors on either side. It's been a very clean game so far, and we hope it stays that way. Cole Dixon is going to be back on the mound here for the Oilers. He'll face off against Kirby Jenkins, Phoenix West, and Cal Whip. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Chugiak in this top half of the 6th inning. Dixon has gone 5 full innings tonight and has done a pretty solid job on the mound outside of a tough top half of the 4th inning. And he'll hope that that will not be a reoccurring theme in the top of the 6th, and he'll be able to get through this frame with no problem, as he did in the top of the 5th just a little bit ago. Retired the side on what was basically 3 or 4 pitches with a fly ball, and ground out. His longest appearance of the season before tonight was 5 innings against the Bucks back on June 16th, so he can eclipse that right here if he can get just 1 out on Kirby Jenkins to open up this top half of the 6th inning. Oilers would love to see that and more. Dixon on the night is at 70 total pitches as Jenkins fouls this one off to the left side. Count will be at 0-1. So right now, Cole Dixon still a lot on his plate, trying to preserve what's a very slim 1-run lead for the Oilers. And this Chinook squad, as they've often done throughout this series, not going away in the slightest. Dixon delivers this one to the outside, and that should even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Scoreboard shows 1 and 2, so I may have missed a pitch. Either way, a big pitch coming up from Dixon here on Jenkins. And that's going to be low for ball number 2. So either a 2-1 or a 2-2 count coming up. Of course, Jenkins had a massive bases-clearing single a while ago in the top half of the 4th, his last time up. And he's going to deliver a high drive deep to left field here. Musil ranging back. He does make the catch toward the left field corner for out number 1. Boy, that looked dangerous off the bat, but Oilers fans can breathe a sigh of relief as Musil was able to get the out over there in deep left field and deny Kirby Jenkins of another big shot. Here comes Phoenix West to the plate, working as the left fielder tonight for Chugiak, and trying to see if he can maybe get things started in the top half of the 6th inning. Here's a pitch, a fastball inside by Cole Dixon for ball 1. And this is now the longest appearance that Cole Dixon has had this season. 5 1/3 innings so far. Trying to make it at least through the full 6. 1-0. Here's a drive into right field for a base hit for Phoenix West, and the tying run's going to be aboard for the Chinooks. It's West with a 1-out single, and the Phoenix has risen from the ashes in the top half of the 6th inning. Cal Whip will come to the plate, and all of a sudden things are a little bit more tense if you're an Oilers fan at this point in time. Whip, the number 5 man in the order. He's got Kai Butler behind him. Pretty solid heart of the order tonight for Chugiak, which has posed some problems against Cole Dixon. Phoenix West at first. Whip fouls it off to the right side. Count will be at 0-1. Outside of the 4th inning, it's been pretty dominant for Cole Dixon. He's gotten 1, 2, 3 innings in every single inning except that top of the 4th, and he gave up 4 runs in that frame. Goes to show how much of a momentum game that baseball truly can be. Pickoff attempted back to first. West made it back in time. Luke Lusky, as per usual, doing a good job of covering the bag. 0-1 with 1 out coming up to Whip here. Dixon deals, fouled back by Whip toward the backstop. Count goes to 0-2 as it just went off the end of his bat. Chugiak trying to avoid dropping to 12-11 on the season, which would keep them firmly at 4th in the ABL standings. Probably no danger of going any lower than that, considering the situation the Anchorage Glacier Pilots are in right now. Swing and a miss here for Whip, and that'll be a huge strikeout for Cole Dixon. His 2nd out of the inning and his 1st strikeout in a while. And we are 2 down in the top of the 6th with Kai Butler coming to the plate. No understating how big of an out that was for Dixon to break up the momentum after Phoenix West single. And speaking of the other game in the ABL tonight, being played between the Miners and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, right now it is Matsu down to the Pilots 2-1 in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So that's an interesting score at Mulcahy Stadium. If that holds, that'd be a big upset and could upend a lot we thought we knew about the ABL standings here. That pitch will be delivered for a strike. 0-1 pitch coming up from Dixon after a fastball. Both teams, I think, rooting for the Pilots to win at this point in time to give them both a little bit more of a cushion in the ABL standings. 0-1 from Dixon is high and outside for ball 1. The Anchorage Bucks, of course, are idle tonight. They will play the Matsu Miners tomorrow at Mulcahy. Chinooks and Oilers will both be off, as well as the Glacier Pilots. That'll be the lone game in the league tomorrow. 1-1 pitch from Dixon. This is fouled off to the right side by Kai Butler. Count goes to 1-2. And an interesting note on the Oilers' schedule, their regular season ends in 15 days. July 24th is their current last regular season game, and it's at the end of that 9-game road stretch they'll have in Anchorage. So they'll have about a week off after the fact, if and when they make the top of the World Championship Series. Pitch is low here for ball 2. But with how the standings are right now, there are so many things that could happen between now and then, and it just makes a game like this all the more crucial. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dixon gets a called strike 3 on Butler on a beauty of a breaking ball. So 1 hit in the inning for the Chinooks, a Phoenix West single, but still unable to cash in. No runs, no errors, 1 left on base, and the Oilers maintain the 4-5 lead. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th in just a moment. 9, 1, and 2, 2 up in the order for Peninsula on ESPN.
Ready to spice up your day? Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant in Kenai is serving a bold, authentic Mexican food made with love and packed with flavor. New to town or just passing through, this is your must-stop spot for amazing variety, unbeatable prices, and all your favorites. Enjoy the free salsa bar and kick back with cold beer or a glass of wine. Located just past the last traffic light in Kenai, headed north. Playa Azul is where the fiesta never ends. Come hungry, leave happy. Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant.
Hazardous trees are such a problem here on the Kenai Peninsula, but they have to be handled, and the place to call is AK Tree Solutions. With many years of experience in residential hazardous tree removal, they offer guaranteed customer satisfaction, and they're very accommodating. AK Tree Solutions also offers tree pruning, and they're licensed and insured. Get those hazardous trees off your property today. Call AK Tree Solutions, 907-398-2903. That's 907-398-2903.
We are lucky to have you listening in on ESPN here on this Thursday night. Peninsula Oilers and Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks in the bottom half of the 6th inning after 5.5 on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. It is Oilers 5, Chinooks 4. Oilers will be up to bat, and Cade Carrington, it looks like, will remain on the mound for at least another inning, trying to see if he can get the Oilers to remain just one run away. It'll be 9-1 and 2 due up in the order for the Oilers. That's Luke Skinner, Shane Cannon, and Nolan Graw. Again, no Brooks Hassenclaver tonight for the Oilers, but they've still been able to produce in bunches. Had a 5-run stretch between the second and third innings, but have not scored since the bottom half of the third. No one scored since the top of the fourth. Both defenses have played very effectively since. Let's see if Luke Skinner can change that. Breaking ball delivered here for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Carrington using it a lot more in this latter stage of his appearance. Again, not a guy that you see go this far this often, but he's made the most of it so far. Skinner tried a bunt, missed it, and the count goes to 0-2. Was trying to lay it down, it looked like, along the third base line, maybe catch the Chinooks off guard, but was unable to get that one down. So the count will be at 0-2, and this could be dangerous territory for Luke Skinner, lefty batter against lefty pitcher. Breaking ball is popped up into the clouds. The shortstop Moyer camps underneath it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Another easy out for the Chinooks, and another easy out in this game. There have been a few of those as of late, and both teams welcome it, but also don't want it to continue forever. Shane Cannon comes to the plate. Of course, he's already got a hit tonight, and he needs another one to be added to the collection here for the Oilers' sake to see if they can get a runner on base. He'd love to extend the lead to at least 2 runs with how this game is shaping out all of a sudden. This is delivered low for ball 1. Because at this point, you don't know how many more runs each team is going to score. Oilers are in the catbird seat, hypothetically, but you really don't want to leave it up to the defense if you can help it. 1-0 to Cannon. Low here from Carrington. Count goes to 2-0. Setting up for a fascinating last 3 innings, potentially here in Kenai tonight in this huge series rubber match. 2-0. Cannon swings and misses at another Carrington breaking ball. Count goes to 2-1. Shane Cannon, of course, last night for the Oilers, had 1 hit and 1 RBI. Watches this one go very low into the inside for ball 3. Entered the series in a bit of a hitting slump, but he has picked it up since returning to the friendly confines of Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. He's hoping to really break out right here. It's going to be ball 4. It's low, and Shane Cannon will reach on a 5-pitch walk here in this bottom of the 6th, and the Oilers do have a runner aboard. Nolan Graw, as the music indicates, not only looking to save a horse and ride a cowboy, but also maybe save the lead for the Oilers right here. Graw to the plate with Shane Cannon over at first. Let's see if Graw's got some more magic in him, as he's done so many times in this series. Breaking ball delivered by Carrington for strike 1, and the count goes to no balls and 1 strike. 4-hit performance yesterday for Nolan Graw in 5 at-bats. Was left on base twice and scored 1 run. And strike 2 from Carrington just like that. A couple of really nice pitches on Graw, showing him some of his best stuff. Again, it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup here. So far, Carrington with the advantage, 0-2. Just low this time, and a good take by Graw. Had to really watch where that thing was going to end up, but did so well, and gets the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield playing up a little bit here. Corner infielders centering in, potentially on Graw. 1-2, drives one towards the corner in right field. Will it get down? No, it is in foul ground. And the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looked good off the bat, and if it had landed in that right field corner, it probably would have scored Shane Cannon, but it just missed by a few feet. So another 1-2 coming up here to Nolan Graw. Now he's got to try to repeat that, but actually get it down in fair territory and see if the speedy Shane Cannon can come home. Excuse me. And this pitch is just a little bit low from Carrington. Again, another bold take by Graw. Really testing fate, but again, he's got great awareness at the plate, as so many of these Oilers do, and it hasn't bit him yet. 2-2 pitch coming up. Carrington likely will go back to the breaking ball, but instead they're going to try to steal with Shane Cannon, and they will. Cannon gets the steal as he caught Carrington napping there a little bit. He kind of threw it to first when he probably should have went to second. Cannon just used his speed and took off, and that is huge because it puts a runner in scoring position for the Oilers. You have to be opportunistic in a game like this, and Cannon certainly was. Now Graw could score him with a decent shot to the outfield. 2-2 pitch, and called strike 3. It was a heck of a breaking ball by Carrington. Graw looked at it, decided not to go for it, and probably should have. 2 outs now here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and Mark Nellis comes to the plate for the Oilers. So now how aggressive will Cannon be on the base path with second already stolen and a pretty big leadoff from second base? And can Nellis drive him in? Breaking ball's low here for ball 1. Pruneau has to shift pretty quickly just to make sure the ball stays in front of him. 1-0 coming up. Mark Nellis trying to get his first RBI swing of the game. Did have a crucial one last night. 1-0 pitch, and a swing and a miss for Nellis. Got aggressive and could not make contact. 1-1 coming up, and the Oilers found themselves in this situation many times last night with a runner in scoring position. They were unable to drive him home. Swing and a miss for Nellis. 1 for 13 last night. Really, it's the stat that'll probably haunt them from Game 4 of this series. And they don't want that to be a repeat situation they find themselves in here. What can Nellis do with the 1-2? Going to ground it foul over to the left side and towards the Chinooks bullpen. Keeps it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Folks here not sitting on pins and needles yet, but certainly feeling the weight and intensity of this game as we get further into it. Each swing matters that much more. 1-2, high and outside from Nellis, and the count goes to 2-2. Nellis, another guy who's forced a bundle of walks this season. He wouldn't be against forcing one here, but has a long way to go. He just wants contact. 2-2, slow roller over to third, picked up by Hurst, throws on to first base, and got it there in time for a 5-3. Again, the Chinooks deny the Oilers with a runner in scoring position. No runs, no hits, no errors in the bottom of the 6th. 1 left on base. Oilers still on top by just 1 run, 5-4. We head to the top of the 7th, and we'll be back in just a moment on ESPN.
Cuts, fractures, sprains, burns, fishhooks, and workplace accidents. Odyssey Urgent Care treats the injuries that can't wait. Need stitches? They perform laceration repairs right here. Got a fishhook where it doesn't belong? Well, they can help with that too. With on-site x-ray services, splinting, braces, and expert injury care, you can get diagnosed and treated in one convenient visit. Conveniently located in Kenai in the Odyssey Family Practice Building. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk in or call 907-283-8400. Odyssey Urgent Care. World Cup soccer is here, and Martha's Cocina on Willow Street in Kenai is your game day headquarters. Catch every match on their mini TVs while enjoying authentic Mexican favorites, ice-cold Mexican beers, local brews, and the Peninsula's best margaritas from the full bar. Bring the family, bring your soccer crew, and make every match a celebration. Need catering for your next event? Just ask. Martha's Cocina next to Kenai Cinemas and Acapulco Mexican Restaurant in Soldotna.
First number, 014.
Welcome back here on ESPN to Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. Dylan Simmons joining you for the top half of the 7th inning, and Cole Dixon is going to remain on the mound for the Oilers after 6 solid innings of work. On the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard, it is Oilers 5, Chinooks 4, 7, 8, and 9 due up in the order. Drew Hurst, Nick Moyer, and Carter Reed for Chugiak. And obviously, already the longest appearance for Dixon so far this season. And I believe that Dave Dawson thinks he can get maybe 3 more quick outs here before having to be subbed out. It's not often you get the luxury of having to wait this long to go to the bullpen. But Dixon certainly is approaching that potential limit. He's at 84 total pitches on the night, so he's getting up there. We'll see how much longer he can go if he can get through this top of the 7th. This pitch is delivered to the outside for ball 1 on Drew Hurst. Bottom part of the Chinooks order hasn't been nearly as effective as the top and heart of the lineup so far tonight. Here's a ball popped up to the left side. It's going to land somewhere toward the crowd, and it lands up and over the stands, and the count goes to 1-1. Again, those pack stands on the left side will probably have some people chasing after a baseball in just a moment. 1-1 pitch coming up to Hurst. It's a lefty batter versus a righty pitcher here. 1-1 from Dixon is placed high for ball 2. Went to the breaking ball. Haven't seen quite as many fastballs as we did early on. And again, fastballs, they can quickly take a toll on an arm, so you understand why you wait in that situation. 2-1, here's a fastball. It's lifted foul again by Hurst, who makes solid contact, but puts that foul ball in basically the same position as he did a moment ago. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up here for Drew Hurst against Cole Dixon. Can Cole get yet another strikeout in what's been a brilliant night so far? Yes, he can. He went back to the fastball, and he got Hurst to swing at it, and he caught nothing but oxygen. 1 away here in the top of the 7th, and the number 8 batter in the order, Nick Moyer, will come to the plate. Best performance of the season so far for Cole Dixon on the mound, and he's trying to show he's not done yet. Moyer to the plate. Dixon rips another fastball low for ball 1. Biggest thing you gotta keep in mind if you're Cole Dixon is control. Consistently finding the zone at this juncture of the game. 1-0 is delivered for strike 1. Great fastball again by Cole Dixon, who's starting to use it a little bit more against the righty batter, Nick Moyer. 1-1 pitch. Dixon, yes, strike 2. Caught the outside corner of the plate with that one. And all of a sudden, he looks fresh as a daisy in this top half of the 7th inning. Let's see if he can keep this pace going. 1-2. This time he flies a little too close to the sun and places it inside for ball 2. Thankfully, it didn't make contact with Moyer. The graduate student out of Glendale, Arizona, trying to deliver on a 2-2 pitch. It's going to be a slow roller fair to third. Holubowski throws to first and did not get it there in time. Wow, they say Moyer reached. We had similar situations to this last night. It was a bang-bang play. Looked close to a 5-3 for Holubowski, but they're going to rule that Nick Moyer legs out the infield single.
At the plate, Carter Reed.
So that is the 5th total hit for Chugiak here tonight, and that brings Carter Reed to the plate. Boy, that was a close play at first base, but it was a tough play for Holubowski to make. It looked like it might roll foul. Holubowski chose to play it. Don't blame him for doing so. As Carter Reed comes to the plate, this pitch is outside for ball 1. Dixon now at 94 pitches for this game. Getting extremely up there in his pitch count. Plenty of action in the Oilers bullpen when the substitution needs to be made. There's a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Delivered toward the inside part of the plate by Dixon. Recently graduated from Arkansas Tech. One of the top pitchers for Coach Dawson's team. Gets a 1-1 here, swing and a miss. Carter Reed can't level the fastball. Count goes to 1-2. Helped Arkansas Tech to a GAC tournament championship and a berth in the NCAA D2 Central Region Championship. Trying to help the Oilers here. 1-2, swing and a miss for Carter Reed. Cole Dixon's strikeout magic continues in the top of the 7th. 2 away now for the Chinooks as we go back to the top of the order to Reese Vassar. It's one thing to get the bottom of the order, but this top part of the order for the Chinooks has been nothing short of electrifying at many times in this game. And they're going to try to do that once again with Nick Moyer at first and Reese Vassar at the plate. Dixon goes back to the fastball, and it works perfectly for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. It's strength on strength right now between one of the top batters on the Chinooks and one of the top pitchers on the Oilers. 0-1 from Dixon. This is placed a little bit high, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Think about all the wear and tear that Dixon's got to be feeling at this point. Closing in on 100 pitches for tonight's game, but he continues to fight through the adversity. 1-1. This pitch a little bit high for ball 2. That puts him at exactly 100 for the night. Trying to see if he can close the side in the top of the 7th and keep the Oilers out in front by 1 run. 2-1 to Vassar. And he misses this one a little bit high into the outside. Ball 3 coming up. For a pitcher, you've got extra motivation in a situation like this when you can see the potential finish line of a great night. You just want to finish the side if at all costs. 3-1. Ball 4. A little bit low on Vassar that time, and runners at first and second here for the Chinooks. J.J. Pruneau will come to the plate, the number 2 man in the order, with Dixon now at 102 pitches. And we'll see if the Oilers want to think about a pitching change. Looks like there will be none yet. However, Shane Cannon and Reed Oakley will come to meet with Cole Dixon on the mound, as Dave Dawson's going to refrain from making the change yet. He wants to see if Cole Dixon can possibly end out this top half of the 7th inning right here. If he wants to do so, he's going to have to take out J.J. Pruneau. 2 outs, runners at first and second for Chugiak. Potential game-changing sequence right here. Fastball by Dixon is in for strike 1. Even after all that, the zip is still there on these fastballs for the graduate student. Making himself pretty darn solid right now. Now, can he keep it up on Pruneau? 0-1 on the way, goes for a breaking ball, and it slips up a little bit high. Count goes to 1-1. In this situation, folks, remember that J.J. Pruneau was not originally slated to be in the starting lineup. Took over for Austin Young, who's out injured with a knee injury after the early stages of the game. 1-1, Dixon, fastball, yes, strike 2. Inside part of the plate to bring the count to a 1-2. And again, that fastball continues to be the key here. Looking for one more on Pruneau to keep this thing at a 5-4 total. And leave 2 stranded for the Chinooks. 1-2 for Dixon. Swing and a miss. Yet another strikeout for Cole Dixon. He's been money on the mound in the late stages of this game. That'll probably do it for tonight as he goes over 105 and gets, as you'd expect, a great round of applause from the crowd and high fives from the entire Oilers dugout. It's stretch time here in Kenai. The Oilers still on top, 5-4. Don't go anywhere. The fun's just starting. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th in just a moment on ESPN.
Everyone knows the struggle. The DMV keeps bankers hours while they're stuck at work. That's where AK Express rolls in to save the day. They handle the services people need, and that's why they want you. Open until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturdays 11 to 3. AK Express makes busy schedules easier. Conveniently located at the corner of K Beach and West Poppy Lane, next to Everybody Rides Again. AK Express, where convenience is king.
Bear Bucks is making savings easier than ever with new promotions that give you discounts no matter how much you spend. Enter your phone number at checkout to unlock active deals and rewards every time you shop. Not a member? No problem. Just scan the QR code in store and sign up in seconds. Start earning rewards at just $5 and get double rewards when you spend $50 or more. Don't miss out. Your rewards are tracked right on your receipt and easy to use in the app. Bear Bucks. More savings, more rewards every time you shop.
Welcome back here on ESPN, and it is indeed stretch time here at Coral Seymour. On the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard after 6.5 innings, it is Oilers 5, Chinooks 4. And an incredible performance on the mound for Cole Dixon. Likely ended after that top half of the 7th inning. He's going to end up with 10 strikeouts tonight on 7 total innings, and we assume we'll see a new pitcher in the top half of the 8th. What a performance by Cole Dixon in this contest. And he added a couple more in the top of the 7th to keep the Chinooks at bay, 2 men stranded on base. There is a new pitcher for the Chinooks here as Cade Carrington's night is going to come to an end. And the new pitcher on the mound is Danny Slasky, making his second appearance against the Oilers this season. He'll take on Luke Lusky, 4, 5, and 6, due up in the order. As this pitch is delivered low, and that will bring the count to 1-0. Again, such a crucial bottom of the 7th here for the Oilers. As Lusky may have foul tipped that one, he did. That is not Danny Slasky, actually. That is number 29, not number 20, who's on the mound. Tough to tell with the numbers sometimes. Looks like that's Colby Jensen, I believe, who is instead on the bump. Here's a ball softly hit back towards the mound. Lusky racing towards the first base bag. He's not going to be able to get there in time, and that will be out number 1. A heck of an effort. But it was the catcher, Pruneau, who snuck in behind that baseball and was able to quickly get it to first base, but it didn't look easy. Reed Oakley will head to the plate. That was basically a swinging bunt for Lusky that time with the minimal contact it had. One away quickly here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Reed Oakley has reached on a walk in this game, and we'll see what he can do here. This pitch is delivered for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. 0-1 coming up here for Reed Oakley, trying to get his first hit of the night for the Oilers. And this pitch is in the zone for another strike. Colby Jensen looking pretty solid so far. 0-2 quickly, just like that, to Oakley. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oakley fouls it off to the right side. Count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Hopefully that didn't make any contact with any cars out there. But again, an 0-2 to be delivered once again. Just outside for ball 1. Good take by Oakley that time. Kept his patience and did what he had to do to take care of business. Again, so tough in this situation for these batters. 1-2 is fouled into the air, and that will keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes again. It's very much a matter of patience and persistence here for Oakley. Got another war of attrition from a pitcher on the mound and a batter in for the Oilers. We've seen that a lot tonight. 1-2, Oakley delivers a fly ball toward the right side of the ballpark. It's going to land, it looks like, in the Oilers bullpen. It will, and that will once again keep the count at 1-2. Lots of foul balls from Reed Oakley as of late in this bottom of the 7th, but doing what he has to do to keep the pitcher on his toes. By the way, the Pilots Matsu Miners game in the bottom of the 6th. It's now 2-1 still with the Pilots on top. 1-2 coming up here to Reed Oakley yet again. Delivered. Oakley, yet another foul ball. He's making contact with these Jensen pitches, but he just cannot get it into the field of play here. It's an unstoppable force against an immovable object right here in the bottom of the 7th, but who's going to prevail? So the 1-2 coming up once again to Reed. Oakley, high fly, deep to center. This will stay in the yard, and Butler gets underneath it for the out. 2 away here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. A heck of an effort by Reed Oakley with 5 or 6 foul balls in a row, but unable to get a hit. Jack Holubowski comes to the plate now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. So far, so good for Colby Jensen. But can he deal with a man who's already got a solo home run shot tonight? Or can Jack Holubowski replicate the magic we saw earlier? The freshman pitcher from the Masters University showing he's not afraid in the slightest as he delivers a looking strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Jensen has not appeared a lot this season. He's made just a few appearances overall, 2 as a matter of fact. And the longest he's gone is a full inning against the Matsu Miners back on June 17th in what was a 3-2 win. Did give up an earned run. Count evens at 1-1 here on Holubowski, but he's looked sharp so far. 1-1 is delivered low for ball 2. And Chugiak hoping that Jensen can help bring this thing to the top half of the 8th, with the Oilers up just 1. There have been nothing but zeros on the board since the 4th inning. 2-1. That is inside for ball 3. Good take by Holubowski. Curved back toward the zone late, but Holubowski didn't flinch. And a 3-1 with 2 outs coming up for the man from Chesterfield, Missouri. 3-1. Holubowski pops it up on the right side. Carter Reed chases after it in foul ground, and it's going to land just over the fence before he and J.J. Pruneau could catch up to it. And the count runs full at 3-2. How often have we seen a situation such as this so far tonight? A lot of payoff pitches in this game, and it creates natural drama like what we're seeing here. 3-2 on the way to Jack Holubowski. Can he deliver on a payoff pitch and get a runner aboard for the Oilers? 3-2, tight, and it's ball 4. Well inside on Holubowski, and he'll make his way over to first base. Almost a hit by pitch, but neither way, a runner aboard for the Oilers, and that's the main thing you want here. So here comes Owen Musil to the plate, serenaded by the Spice Girls music as he makes his way to the plate in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And Musil hoping to be as iconic as that song here in just a moment. So iconic that, unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it, and I feel pretty bad about that because that is a classic. Pitch delivered high here from Musil. Count goes to 1-0. 1-0 coming up to Musil right here. And Owen does have a hit tonight. Got it in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd inning. A 4-run bottom of the 2nd for the Oilers. This pitch is high on a breaking ball from Jensen. Count goes to 2-0. So all of a sudden, the patience of Owen Musil could be rewarded here in a big way. Here's a throwback to first, quickly retreating to first base is Holubowski on the pickoff attempt. Again, you want to try to steal base if you can, but you've got to also be very careful in a situation like this. Last thing you want is to get picked off. 2-0. Outside for ball 3. And now perhaps control becoming a little bit of a concern with Colby Jensen. Got the 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th rather quickly, but he is not finding those as easily all of a sudden. This is where Musil could strike on a hitter's count. Jensen needs to throw a strike. 3-0. He's not going to. Upstairs for ball 4. Tried to see if he could get Musil to chase that one. There was no way it was happening. And back-to-back walks issued to the Oilers as Carson McCormick will come to the plate. And the catcher, J.J. Pruneau, will have a quick conversation with Colby Jensen here. And it's actually going to be a pinch hitter for the Oilers. It will not be Carson McCormick. So we're going to see Brady Brown return to the plate here. McCormick had been hitless so far in the night, and Brown will try to change that. Did play yesterday for the Oilers as the starting right fielder. Did a pretty solid job defensively, and he will hope to deliver right here. Brady Brown in yesterday's game did have a hit in 2 at-bats total. Does he have a hit in him here in the bottom of the 7th? Runners at first and second for the Oilers against Colby Jensen. Jack Holubowski is at second, and Owen Musil is over at first. Critical rubber match here between the Chinooks and Oilers here at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. Everything on the line here tonight. Pitch delivered to Brady Brown. He's going to drive one towards center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Being waved around is Holubowski. He's going to make it in time as the ball's mishandled by Kai Butler in center field, and the Oilers extend the lead to 2 runs. How about Brady Brown, a bad man, coming in and delivering on a pinch hit opportunity. 6-4 Oilers on top, and Brown will be credited with the RBI single. The ball was mishandled in center field by Kai Butler as he tried to deliver a throw, and that allowed for it to be easy for Holubowski to score. And that will bring the number 9 man in the order to the plate, Luke Skinner. Remember, he's already got a 2-run single tonight. Owen Musil is at second with Brady Brown now over at first. Either way, the Oilers have broken the stalemate here in this bottom half of the 7th inning. This pitch by Jensen is high and outside for ball 1. This trip to the bullpen for the Chinooks has not worked out the way they'd hoped in this bottom half of the 7th inning. The Oilers have taken full advantage of the new pitcher so far, pretty much entirely with 2 outs. 2 walks and then an RBI single from Brown. 1-0 as Skinner chased after it, swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-1. And it's huge because the Oilers had not been able to deliver pretty much all night in those situations since the bottom of the 2nd. They do here, and it's absolutely massive. Could be the winning run for all we know. 1-1 on the way to Skinner. Oh, chased after it, swing and a miss, got aggressive, and the count goes to 1-2. It's a lefty batter here against a righty pitcher. I think Skinner went just a little bit too early trying to slam that thing. Couldn't make contact. 1-2 with 2 outs coming up to Luke Skinner. Musil at second, Brown at first. And this pitch is high on a breaking ball from Colby Jensen to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Skinner's had a fantastic night so far tonight. Already a memorable 2-run single. Happened back in the 2nd inning. Does he have an opportunity and does he have the chance to do that again right here? Can he do it again right here? 2-2 pitch coming up from Jensen. Skinner, high fly ball deep to right field. And it's just barely fouled. It looked like it might have a shot at being a home run. But the count stays at 2-2. That was, well, as you can hear in the audience, some extreme power from Luke Skinner. It would have been way out of here had it stayed within the right field foul pole, but it didn't. So we'll try the 2-2 again. Just do that again, but in fair territory this time, Luke. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again coming up from Jensen. Pitch is delivered. Skinner is going to pop this one up into space. We'll see who wants it. The third baseman, Hurst, ranging over, makes the catch for out 3. So that will do it for the bottom half of the 7th inning, but the Oilers do put a run on the scoreboard as it's Brady Brown coming in as a pinch hitter and stepping up with an RBI single. Oilers up 6-4. We'll be back for the top of the 8th in just a moment here on ESPN. Don't go anywhere.
At the baseball field.
Who would you call if your vehicle broke down? If you just had an accident or just spun off into the ditch? You might be able to think right now, but in the moment, it might be hard. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to add this name and number to your phone in case of emergency. Okay, are you ready? It's Genwar. That's Jenwar, Towing and Recovery, 394-6068. That number again is 394-6068. Available 24 hours a day. Genwar Towing and Recovery. Make sure it's in your phone.
Looking for fun for the whole family that they will love? Head over to Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road, the Peninsula's entertainment center for all ages. Play in the arcade, dive into the active VR game room, glow it up with blacklight mini golf, bounce on inflatable fun, and grab a snack at the snack bar. Birthdays, work parties, and so much more. You can book them now at Jumpin' Junction on K Beach Road. Jumpin' Junction, where there's fun for the whole family.
Back here on ESPN, it's been a fantastic night of baseball so far here in Kenai, and we're not done. Top half of the 8th inning between your Peninsula Oilers and the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. On the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard, it is Oilers 6, Chinooks 4. 6 hits for the Oilers tonight, 5 for the Chinooks. No errors on either side. And for the first time tonight, the Oilers are going to make a call to the bullpen in this top half of the 8th inning. After 7 incredible innings from Cole Dixon, it is Killian DeMayo who will make his way to the mound for the first time since the opening game of the series against Chugiak. Did not have the best outing against the Chinooks the first time out of the bullpen. Inherited a bit of a mess, though, in that contest from Ryan Kaiser. And he'll hope to put that behind him and deliver a solid outing tonight. That tenacity and that ability to not dwell on past moments is going to be key for DeMayo here. He will deal with Kirby Jenkins, Phoenix West, and Cal Whip, 3, 4, and 5 due up in the order for the Chinooks. DeMayo's first pitch is well outside for ball 1. The side armor trying to maintain the 2-run lead at least for the Oilers here in this top half of the 8th inning, and then maybe add on some insurance with the offense in the bottom of the 8th to help secure what would be a dramatic rubber match victory. 1-0 pitch to Jenkins. DeMayo places it low for ball number 2. 2-0 count coming up. Killian DeMayo on the season with a 2.76 ERA, 16 1/3 innings pitched, 13 total strikeouts on the year, making his 7th appearance. And this pitch is outside for ball 3. And just like that, DeMayo's in danger of putting a runner on base on a walk. DeMayo trying to work fast here and just not finding the zone yet. Longest appearance so far of the season for DeMayo has been 4 2/3 innings, which he had against the Anchorage Bucks back on June 29th, and he does get a strike here to bring the count to 3-1. That's a good correction for DeMayo. Lasted just 2/3 of an inning against the Chinooks back on July 5th in the first game of the series. But again, trying to put that behind him tonight. 3-1. Ground ball hit slowly to short, picked up by Cannon. And he bobbles the ball trying to make the throw. It's going to be the first error of the game, and it puts Jenkins on first with an E6. That's one that Shane Cannon usually makes in his sleep. He just misplayed it as he tried to make the throw. The exchange from the glove to the hand was the problem, and it's a pretty simple mistake, but it could be costly for the Oilers here in this top of the 8th. Phoenix West will come to the plate against Kirby Jenkins. Still a 6-4 Oilers lead, but going to be a bit tougher here for DeMayo. Places this pitch low and outside for ball 1. You heard the collective sigh from the crowd. They thought there might be a good shot at that one being a strike. Was not the case. 1-0 coming up to West. Remember in the 8th inning yesterday, he had what was pretty much a game-clinching RBI triple. Fouls this one off behind the plate, and the count will be at 1-1. Oilers trying to get a big win on Ladies' Night here in front of this packed house on this Thursday, July 9th. 1-1 pitch on the way to West. The side armor DeMayo watches this one get fouled off by West to move the count to 1-2. Oilers cannot let that E6 and Jenkins being at first give them too much cause for concern in this top of the 8th. They just have to continue to play their usual brand of baseball, take care of what's in front of them. 1-2 from DeMayo. Well outside, and it bounces off the catcher's mitt, Reed Oakley, and that'll allow Kirby Jenkins to make his way over to first base in what I'm going to call a pass ball. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was pretty well outside, but Oakley had his glove on it. Couldn't quite secure it, and now the Chinooks have a runner in scoring position. 2-2 pitch coming up here from DeMayo, and it just got a little bit tougher for the Oilers defensively. Here's the pitch from DeMayo, and here's a ball fouled on a drive by West to the left side. Count remains even. What a war it's been so far in this series. Tied 2-2 between these two teams. Both trying to be the last team standing here in this series and maybe for the season. For all we know, this could be an ABL championship preview. These two teams were 1-2 in the league entering the series, and it's been everything we could hope for so far. 2-2 pitch from DeMayo. Low and outside for ball 3. Runs the count full on West, and a payoff pitch will be in short order. How does DeMayo respond with this 3-2? Can he get an easy out on West to hold up Jenkins at second? Maybe even force a double play in the best of circumstances. 3-2. Here's a line shot right to Cannon off the ground, and he can't get to his feet as he fell backward trying to field it. It's tough to exactly call that. I'm going to probably say a single for West because of how quickly it was hidden, or how quickly it was hit and the odd hop it took. So I'm going to award that as a hit for West, but I'm willing to hear arguments on either side on that one because you could view it in a couple different ways depending on your expectations. Cal Whip comes to the plate. 6 hits now for both sides, and now runners at first and second for the Chinooks. Still no outs. And this is becoming a little bit more concerning for the Oilers, and that's tough for Cannon in back-to-back plays. Bunt being shown by Whip. Pitch gets by from DeMayo, and they're going to call a strike. Count goes to 0-1. First baseman Luke Lusky was moving up just to make sure he was ready for a bunt if it was laid down by Whip. Wouldn't be shocked if he tries to go back to it here. Well, there's a love for a pop-up ball off of this bunt attempt. Whip showing bunt all the way. Pitch goes by him for ball 1. DeMayo tried to force him into a mistake. Whip just ended up pulling back. And the count moves to 1-1. Jenkins is still at second with West at first. The Chinooks want to put 2 runners in scoring position and put the Oilers in the ultimate pickle. Whip showing bunt all the way. Does lay it down this time. DeMayo picks it up. He's going to throw to third base, and they did get the out at third. Nice play by DeMayo, and a great job on the play by Holubowski as well. That was very close at the bag, but it was the right decision. Jenkins got a big lead off, but DeMayo quickly got it to third in time. So Whip reaches on the fielder's choice. Jenkins is out on what's going to be a 1-5. And it looks like Dave Dawson's going to make his way to the mound to talk to Killian DeMayo, or maybe even make a pitching change here after a third of an inning. We'll see. Trying to get some sort of point across, and he's going to call DeMayo out of the game. So the Oilers will make another pitching change here after the nice play by DeMayo. Third pitcher of the game coming up for the Oilers in just a moment, up 6-4 on ESPN.
Hi, this is Justin Ruffridge. There's nothing like a small town. It's real community. And that's one of the reasons I'm raising my family here. It's also why I own and operate Soldotna Professional Pharmacy, because I believe a small town pharmacy is where people get the best care. Our customers aren't just customers, you're our friends and neighbors. Stop by at 299 North Binkley in Soldotna for hometown friendly service. I'm Justin Ruffridge, and I'm here to serve you.
Hello, I'm Marty Hansen, owner and manager of Eyewear Express. Have you ever bought new glasses for your little darling and they're lost or twisted into a figure 8 before you even get home or take that first picture? Well, if you got them at Eyewear Express, we'll replace the frame for free. Let me say that again. If they lose or break the frame, we'll replace it for free. So relax and expect the best from Eyewear Express in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna, 260-9199.
Back here at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark, there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Peninsula Oilers as Russ Martin is on the bump after Killian DeMayo's third of an inning to start the top half of the 8th inning. Don't blame Killian for a lot of what happened there. A lot of that really wasn't his fault. The error obviously went to Shane Cannon. Then you could argue that hit really wasn't his fault as well, as it went right to Cannon, but just had it going at such a rate that he really couldn't field it properly. So that's how we've gotten to the top half of the 8th, and the one out with Russ Martin taking the bump. Martin with a 5.52 ERA on the season, 14 2/3 innings pitched. He has delivered 14 total strikeouts for the Oilers, and he has already appeared once in this series. No stranger to playing here at home against the Chinooks in 2026. In his last appearance in the 11-4 win on July the 6th, he went 2 1/3 innings with no runs given up. And he'll look to replicate that right here with one out in the top of the 8th. The tying run for the Chinooks is at first, and Cal Whip, Phoenix West, is at second. Kai Butler is at home plate in the batter's box. Let's see if the freshman from the University of Arkansas Little Rock can get the job done. His first pitch is going to be high for ball number 1. Talked a lot about bullpen earlier in this series and just how crucial it is for both teams, and I think we're seeing just how impactful it's going to be down the stretch here. Oilers got a run off a bullpen guy in the bottom of the 7th. Will the Chinooks add runs off bullpen guys in the top of the 8th? Martin, fastball. Nice adjustment, and he gets the strike. Count goes to 1-1. His first pitch was high. He immediately recognized that, brought it down, and was able to adjust on the fly to make it a 1-1. That's what you have to do in this situation. 1-1 pitch coming up here from Russ Martin. Delivers. This is low for ball 2. Reed Oakley has to scramble to make sure it didn't get behind him. 2 balls and 1 strike still. Your infield as per usual in this game: Holubowski, Shane Cannon, Luke Skinner, and Luke Lusky going from left to right. Musil, Nellis, and Brady Brown from left to right in the outfield. 2-1 coming up to Butler. Martin delivers. Here's a ground ball to short, chance to turn 2. 1 out at second. The throw to first is in time. 6-4-3. And a phenomenal inning to the top half of the 8th inning. Way to go, Russ Martin. And what great redemption for Shane Cannon as well for this Oilers defense. That ends the top half of the 8th inning, and the Oilers maintain their 2-run lead over the Chinooks. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base in the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 8th with a top of the order due up for the Oilers when we come back on ESPN as they look to add some insurance.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway Family Dentistry knows this. Ridgeway is a new state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
Looking for a solid job with great pay and room to grow? Dam Construction and Roofing is hiring roofers and general laborers across the Kenai Peninsula. They offer competitive pay based on experience, overtime opportunities, paid sick leave, and full-time seasonal work. No experience? No problem. If you're dependable, motivated, and ready to learn, they'll provide the opportunity. Join one of the Kenai Peninsula's fastest-growing roofing companies. Call 907-262-3996 today or visit dambuilt.com. Dam Construction and Roofing, building careers one roof at a time.
Welcome back here to an electrified Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark following a 6-4-3 double play to end out the top half of the 8th inning. What a job on Kai Butler by the new pitcher Russ Martin and this Oilers defense to be able to take care of that top half of the 8th order. And now the Oilers in the bottom half of the 8th with an opportunity to add more to the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard on top 6-4 as Shane Cannon comes to the plate. He'll be followed by Nolan Graw and Martin Ellis. Colby Jensen remains on the mound for the Chinooks. And Shane Cannon would love to get things rolling in a big way in this bottom of the 8th to extend this 2-run lead. Jensen delivers a breaking ball, and it's called for a looking strike. Count goes to 0-1. Top of the batting order brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. auto insurance, homeowners, life insurance, and investing opportunities. With locations in Kenai and Soldotna, call today at 907-283-7116 in Kenai or 907-262-4440 in Soldotna. Like a good neighbor, Christy and her team are there for you. Counts quickly at 0-2 here after a foul ball by Cannon. And with no outs, he waits in the box. Here's the ball chopped to the right side. Right to second baseman Vassar, who throws on to first for a 4-3 to Carter Reed, and out number 1. Good start for Colby Jensen and the Chinooks defense in the bottom half of the 8th. They quickly dispatch of the leadoff man in the order, but this is where things get really dicey. Nolan Graw comes to the plate. He'll be followed potentially by Mark Nellis and Luke Lusky in this inning, and this part of the order has done the most damage so far here tonight. This pitch is delivered and fouled back up above the netting, and the count goes to 0-1. And that may be a little disingenuous because Holubowski and Luke Skinner have been the main heroes as far as bringing in runs, but really it's been a team effort all the way through. And you can find guys who've contributed all throughout this lineup, but this has historically been the best part of the order. Ground ball delivered to second, picked up by Vassar, throws on to first for another easy 4-3. So far, so good for Colby Jensen here in this inning. 2 straight groundouts to Vassar from Cannon and Graw. And Mark Nellis will now come to the plate. Two-way here in this bottom half of the 8th inning. Oilers trying to add some insurance, but Colby Jensen so far having nothing of it right here. Pitch delivered by Jensen. Nellis with a fly ball to right center field, camping underneath it, and making the catch is Jenkins, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Colby Jensen and the Chinooks in the bottom of the 8th. Oilers 3 outs away from victory. They can get it done in the top half of the 9th inning. We'll see if that is so when we come back in just a moment on ESPN to Coral Seymour. Don't go anywhere.
Cuts, fractures, sprains, burns, fishhooks, and workplace accidents. Odyssey Urgent Care treats the injuries that can't wait. Need stitches? They perform laceration repairs right here. Got a fishhook where it doesn't belong? Well, they can help with that too. With on-site x-ray services, splinting, braces, and expert injury care, you can get diagnosed and treated in one convenient visit. Conveniently located in Kenai in the Odyssey Family Practice Building. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk in or call 907-283-8400. Odyssey Urgent Care.
Dan's Automotive has the best customers in the world. What about Asia? We love Asia. We work on Toyotas, Hondas, Nissans, Hyundais, and Kias.
What about Amsterdam? Do they even make cars?
Look, no matter what side of the car the steering wheel's on, we got you covered. Dan's Automotive, serving the best customers in Alaska. Call 907-420-0416.
Thank you for tuning in here on ESPN, and we're not done. Top half of the 9th inning coming up between your Peninsula Oilers and the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, the rubber match. Game 5 of the series, and who else should step up to the mound in this top of the 9th for the Oilers but Kevin O'Pannell. The save leader in the Alaska Baseball League with 7 total on the season. He has 8 appearances and, of course, got the win on the mound the other night in a dramatic 10-inning win against the Chinooks, 7-6, a couple nights ago. And now he takes the mound looking to finish the job against Chugiak here. Drew Hurst, Nick Moyer, and Carter Reed, 7, 8, 9, are due up in the order for Chugiak. The Oilers nursing a 2-run lead and trying to bring it home to pick up their 3rd win against Chugiak at home, their 4th total win against the Chinooks, and take this series and maintain their spot atop the Alaska Baseball League standings. Drew Hurst will come to the plate, and it's going to be up to him, Moyer, and Carter Reed, barring any pinch hitters, to try to get something going here in this frame. Drew Hurst has not had as much productivity tonight as he would prefer. The Chinooks have not even scored since the top half of the 4th inning. That's the only frame they've scored in tonight. All 4 of their runs came in that single inning. As this pitch is high from O'Pannell, count goes to 1-0. Of course, with Kevin O'Pannell, you know what you're getting. A lot of fastballs going to be coming at Hurst and these other Chinooks batters fast and furious. We'll see if he's able to deliver them effectively here. 1-0 pitch on the way from O'Pannell. Here's a high drive deep to right field. Brown ranging back toward the wall. Did he make the catch, or is it gone? It looks like that one left the ballpark. It did. A bit of a delayed reaction. Drew Hurst with a solo home run shot off of Kevin O'Pannell. Brady Brown made a heck of an effort at the wall, but could not come down with the baseball. And it is a one-run game here in the top half of the 9th inning. The first home run of the season for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. And what a time to have it happen.
Number 7, Tate Green.
It took so long to figure out whether or not Brown made the catch, and nobody knew for sure, but he didn't come down with the baseball. O'Pannell delivers this one inside for ball 1, and oh my goodness, all of a sudden, things have entirely flipped in this top half of the 9th. Chinooks, like I said, had not gotten a home run all season, and all of a sudden, they get one here. Ball 2 here from O'Pannell, delivered a little bit high, and it's now a pinch hitter to the plate here. Not Nick Moyer, that is Tate Green, who is instead in, facing a 2-0 count. O'Pannell gets a strike here. Count goes to 2-1. In spite of the home run, it's still a one-run game. So very much still in the Oilers' hands to come away with the victory in this top of the 9th, but why not make it a little more dramatic? Here's a ball popped up towards shallow right field. Who wants it? Brown does, and he uses his speed to make the catch. Didn't come down with the home run, but he gets the catch this time for out number 1 in the top of the 9th. That will bring Carter Reed, in theory, to the plate, barring any pinch hitters here, and it will be Reed who takes over after the pop-up ball by Tate Green. Oilers are now 2 outs away from victory here in this top of the 9th. Chinooks have actually out-hit them 7-6 for this game, but the Oilers still with the one-run lead, but it's very small right now. Here's a drive and a diving catch by Luke Skinner. What a play by the second baseman. One of the most athletic outs of the season, putting everything on the line in the top of the 9th to get the job done. Sometimes you need hero ball, and that's exactly what Luke Skinner just provided right there. He had the 2-run single earlier, and he gets a massive line out for the Oilers here. Peninsula 1 out away from victory, but we go back to the top of the order to Reese Vassar. A thorn in the side of the Chinooks so far this season. This pitch is high from O'Pannell, and the count goes to 1-0. Oh, what tension, oh, what drama in this final game of the series. One of the wildest games of the year so far. How could you expect anything less? As Vassar fouls this one back into the netting, count goes to 1-1. O'Pannell has been using a lot of fastballs in this top of the 9th. Trying to catch the Chinooks off guard. They're going to need something big to happen here. O'Pannell, well inside and low. It bounces off Oakley. 2 balls and 1 strike. This packed house here at Coral Seymour has stayed through most of the night. They are hoping to see an Oilers victory here on Ladies' Night, a special night for so many different reasons, and the Oilers trying to put the cherry on top. 2-1 from O'Pannell. Yes, strike 2 called. Went with a breaking ball this time and got it in perfectly toward the outside corner. He can mix it in on occasion, and he did so to great effect right there. Now, 1 strike away from victory. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs to Vassar. O'Pannell, ground ball to Skinner. Picks up the slow roller, throws to first, and that'll do it. The Oilers survive the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks in a phenomenal final game of the series, and they pick up a 6-5 win to move to 14-9 overall and preserve their spot atop the Alaska Baseball League standings. What a phenomenal game. What a way to end out what's been, for my money, the best series of the season to date. And full credit to the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. They fought with heart and fury to try to come back into this game and get an upset on the road. But the Oilers were 1 step ahead tonight And here on Ladies' Night, one of the most special nights of the year at the ballpark, the Oilers get a victory that can make everybody here at the ballpark proud. What fight here on Ladies' Night. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Peninsula Community Health Services postgame show where we'll recap this awesome game and tell you who were the top players and who delivered in a big way for the Oilers here tonight on this Thursday night. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment for the PCHS postgame show on ESPN.
Your health matters every day, not just when you're sick. At Peninsula Community Health Services, we're here to keep you well with personalized primary care and preventative services for the whole family. From checkups and screenings to managing ongoing conditions, our caring team is ready to help you stay ahead of your health. Don't wait. Take the first step toward feeling your best today. Call PCHS at 907-262-3119 or online at pchsak.org.
Peninsula Community Health Services. Healthcare for all.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway Family Dentistry knows this. Ridgeway is a new state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
And now it's time for the postgame show on ESPN 1140 and 96.9. Brought to you by Peninsula Community Health Services and State Farm agent Christy Babcock. With game recaps and on-field interviews, let's return to the field on ESPN.
A fantastic game here at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. Some might say the game of the year. It was certainly a good one between the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks and your Peninsula Oilers. They pick up a dramatic 6-5 victory here in Kenai to move to 14-9 on the season and maintain their top spot in the Alaska Baseball League standings. This is the Peninsula Community Health Services post-game show. PCHS supports your health, offering medical, dental, eye care, and behavioral health services. Visit them online at pchsak.org or call and schedule an appointment today at 907-262-3119. Well, there's a lot to be discussed about this game. So many twists and turns and so many players who deserve shout-outs. I'm not sure if we're going to get to everybody in this game, but I want to start by talking about Cole Dixon's incredible night. He goes 7 full innings, over 105 pitches with 10 total strikeouts, and he was just ahead of everything tonight. Didn't have the best top half of the 4th inning, but even in spite of that, he was able to keep the Chinooks back in a big way and help the Oilers eventually to pick up the win. And I'd say without his pitching performance, I doubt the Oilers are able to come away with the win in this contest. So full credit to him for what he was able to accomplish tonight, and I think that he deserves a big shout-out. Luke Skinner was also a tremendous player in this game, not just with his hitting prowess and his ability to get that 2-run single early, but also his great plays defensively. Really helped the Oilers out of a couple of jams, including that diving catch in the top of the 9th late to help the Oilers to secure the victory after then following a ground out that he also secured on a 4-3. Luke Skinner, in many ways, player of the game for this contest. And we can't forget Jack Holubowski's solo home run shot. Absolutely drilled over the left field wall. And wouldn't you know it, that is the difference in this game. A 1-run difference. And really it was Holubowski's homer in the bottom of the 3rd that I think served as that difference. So great work by Holubowski as well. It was not an easy win for the Oilers by any means, but they now find themselves still atop the ABL standings and done with the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks at home this season in this 5-game series. The Oilers win the series 3-2. However, there is still more story to be written yet against the Oilers and Chugiak. They will meet on the road in the next couple weeks where they'll have a couple more matchups before the season series is officially closed. Their next matchup will be Tuesday the 16th on the road in the first game of that 9-game road stretch. They will also meet them again on Saturday the 18th for another road matchup in Chugiak at 6 o'clock. We cannot wait for that. As far as the Oilers go, their next contest will be against the Matsu Miners this Saturday. They'll be off tomorrow. That game will start at 6:30 sharp with our pregame show, the Sweeney's Clothing pregame show on ESPN, starting at 6:15. So should be a fun one there for the final home series of the season, final 4 home games of the regular season for the Oilers. Taking a look at the other game tonight, the Glacier Pilots and the Matsu Miners. Matsu on top now 5-2 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So if the Miners hold up, they'll still be a half game behind the Oilers. And, well, we'll have another big series coming up, to say the least, because if everything holds, it will be a series featuring currently the top 2 teams in the Alaska Baseball League once again. So if you can't knock a team out by watching another team get it done, then it's up to you to do the job yourself. So we'll see if the Oilers can do that when we get them, or when we play the Matsu Miners on Saturday through Tuesday. That's going to do it here for the PCHS postgame show and for tonight's broadcast. We appreciate you guys for listening in and watching on YouTube and ESPN. We will be back on Saturday for that game against the Matsu Miners. Nick Sorrell will be joining myself, and it should be a fun one. Hope you enjoy it and hope you listen. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast as well, and all broadcast with the Peninsula Oilers. So for my man back at the studio, Caleb, and for all of you listening in tonight, I'm Dylan Simmons saying so long from Kenai, where your final score is Oilers 5, Chinooks 6. This has been a presentation of ESPN. So long, have an electric night, and we will see you Saturday.
Okay, Dylan, I'll talk to you later. Have a good evening.
You too. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
PN 1140 AM, 96.9 FM, and on the web.